Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Live the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. And I got a cheat code. We win until the Kakao hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Live the stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the Kakao hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot and sink with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm moving in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the Kakao hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Really haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Really haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop.
Right, guys, welcome back to Legends Ascent South Asia. This is Kakao alongside Hades, and we will be taking you through the lower bracket round two. Well, we can call it lower bracket finals, can't we? Between Revenant and Kakao Gaming. And Hades, yesterday we saw Revenants winning 3-1 in what was quite a close series, honestly.
Yeah.
Even with made up squad coming in from the side of Revenants, not playing with their usual mid laners slash top laners, and that is going to continue today as well. Fortunately for them, as the Unseen Blade is not here, and AK-45 as well. So what do you think happens today? Because they are playing against now one of the better teams in the region in Kakao Gaming, and any time you miss out on your big players, it could cost you.
Yeah, well, I mean, what I think they need to do is use the momentum that they have built so far throughout this tournament. Even though they don't have their main roster, it's still 10 lakhs prize pool on the line. And even though it might seem like a tall task, nothing is impossible when it comes down to League of Legends. Let's just hope that they turn up Kakao in their best form and maybe at least try to make this a close series, because I'm pretty sure everyone here is predicting that this is going to be an easy 3-0 sweep by Kakao Gaming. But I'd like to maybe say otherwise, so maybe they'll be able to at least take 1 or 2 games and take them to a 5-game series. But as you can see, people, the dates that are to remember, we are in essentially the final stage of the playoffs, and today is the lower bracket final between Kakao Gaming and Revenants. So, like you said, not having the Unseen Blade is definitely going to be quite impactful, because that player has proven time and time again that he is one of the players to look out for on that squad. But that being said, with the tournament format, we can see that it's going to be nothing but full fearless draft, which means that both these teams are going to have to dig deep into their champion pools, dig deep into their team compositions, and come up with the formulas that is going to help them secure their spot in the finals against SATUL Esports.
Yeah, 100%. As we go over today's schedule right here, Kakao versus Revenants, we did see it as double eliminations, and this is the lower bracket finals, and there are no more second chances for either of these teams. You lose and you're out, you win and then you face the mammoth that is SATUL tomorrow for the spot in the LCP wildcard slot. So that is going to be something that these guys have to play for, along with the 10,000 prize pool, as 10 lakh prize pool coming in as well, which will be divided into these teams. So I don't think that should be an issue, but of course you would want the majority chunk of that. And without further ado, we do go into the drafting phase right now. I do expect the Tristana ban to come in, and there you go. That's going to happen right there. As I say that, from the side of Revenants, I would like to see the Kled ban coming in against Copy. Don't want to give him that champion. But they could even focus W as well, banning out his way, the Orianas as well. It does look like W could be the weak link in what is a very strong roster from the side of Kakao Gaming. So it would be pretty wise of them if they, focus him down. But the Lucian is going to come in, so no more Lucian Nami shenanigans for either of these teams, at least in game 1. And they should be, focusing the jungler from the side of Revenants right here. But it looks like the Xerath actually is going to get banned against Bob.
Yeah, I mean, he did have a pretty good showing on this champion. Seems to know his mages quite well. He played the Lux yesterday. He played the Xerath yesterday to quite some success as well. So I guess they don't want to give him those comfort champions. I think they're okay with maybe giving something like a Lux, but definitely not something like a Xerath, who can have like a semi-global impact with that ultimate, and also just has very good range, can poke you down, make sure that the support is out of the fight before they can even, contest vision or even start up objectives. But you can see Nocturne being taken off the board has been proven to be one of those stronger champions. Works really well with champions like Oriana, pairs really well with even champions like Galio. So, okay, Smolder. This is no surprises again. They don't want to give Potato Monster his comfortable Smolder, so that late game's hyperscaling option has been taken off the board. But now is where we're probably going to see something like one of those mage bans, like you might be said, being towards W, because he's very comfortable on that way. Might be a champion that they might want to consider taking away. But instead they choose to go. They actually like this. I actually like the Lulu ban here, because it prevents the Cogmall Lulus. It prevents the Jinx Lulus. It just basically prevents that. But it means Emilio is left open and available if should either team choose to prioritize that champion, because it has been very strong in the current patch. But instead they are going to go with the Wukong. And I think it's going to be matched something by like maybe a J4 over here. Or, I mean, even a Zyra Khan would be a good 1-2 pickup here for the side of Revenants if they want to.
Revenants. Yeah, I mean that could come in. I would be surprised if the Viego is not picked up by Azan. I mean, it was banned throughout 4 games yesterday, but it looks like he is actually going to lock in the Gwen. Maybe that's for him. Maybe it goes towards the top side of the map where Charan can play it. We'll have to see. Uh, but he did play that Gwen yesterday, and he did die to the blue buff. If anyone needs a reminder of that, but except for that, that was quite misfortunate for him. But he did carry the game. He did pretty well on that champion, and now the Yunara comes in for Potato Monster. I am not a big fan of Yunara from what I have seen so far in pro play, especially in our region. Again, same suspect. Potato Monster was the one playing this Yunara, and he did not have great success yesterday. So I'm not a big fan of that. What I am a big fan of is Sam and Love 2 picking up the Caitlyn and Lux. These are essentially the main champions of Potato Monster and Bob. So not only is it a denial for the future games to come in game 2 and 3, but it is also such a strong lane towards the bot side of the map.
Yeah.
And Yunara does have, well, she doesn't have the longest of range available to her. Does need the Q stacking as well as the Nami gets locked in right there. And I really like so far what Kakao Gaming have drafted for themselves.
I don't understand. Why pick the Nami when the Emilio is open? Like, I mean, that champion pairs way better with Yunara, and basically it's just like a upgraded version of the Nami champion. He just provides so much peel and utility as well as, buffs to the ADC. That would be a perfect pair with the Yunara if I really thought about it. But instead, they're going to go ahead with the Nami, which, I mean, I don't understand why, but I guess maybe it's just comfort. But again, now you see that this means that their draft is a little bit like all over the place. Like they have disengage, they have some kind of sustain in the bot lane for this Yunara, but Caitlyn Lux is just such an abusive lane to play into. Let's hope that this Nami will be able to at least keep this ADC alive until she's able to get 1 or 2 items, and then she can actually start taking over the game. But like you said, Yunara is not a pick that has been that big in the region, and technically still a very new champion, and people are still learning how she works. But as we go into the second phase of ban, you can see they don't want to give a Jax over to Copy as well. They've taken away Hui from W, and the Ornn has been taken away from Sharon Reddy as well, so they don't want to give him that comfort. And also that the ornaments in the late game with a Gwen, with a Yunara, obviously it's a really good ban here, and they're going to round out with another tank in the top lane. They're going to take away the Dr. Mundo just to prevent those Omega tanks or big beefy boys up in the top side. But let's see what they want to lock in here. Probably want to take their jungle and save the final pick for a counter, and that is for the top side of the map. We might see, unless they're of course going Gwen in the jungle.
It does look like the Gwen will be heading towards that jungle role as the Karma now comes in for the mid lane. So it's a lot of AP damage coming in so far. Yunara has a lot of magic damage in her kit. The Nami, the Gwen, the Karma as well. So a lot of magic damage coming in. Not a big fan of that as of now. And they do need some sort of a beefy tank for themselves. The Victor is going to come in for W. Again, Victor does really well in the lane phase, so even against the bullies. I'm not sure if that's going to get logged in blind at least, unless you would think that the
No, I was gonna say like instead of the Victor, but instead they would maybe go something like a Galio, because Galio is traditionally really good into comps that have a lot of AP. But the Renekton is the safe blind pick here. Just such an abusive champion, lane bully, can just continuously keep having priority on the top side of the map for any team that picks it, and it's going to be matched by the Mordekaiser. Technically, I feel like Mordekaiser is not essentially the best pick into a Renekton, but I can see a world where the Mord can win. I just think the empowered Kaldamik and its ability to instantly kill shields is why Mordekaiser is probably going to have a bit of a rough early game. So it could have been something like a Gnar, but instead they choose to go with a Mord, which adds even more magic damage to this already heavy AP-focused lineup. So what do you think, Kaka? I just think that it's like way too much AP, and the itemization is going to be so easy for the side of Kakao Gaming here.
Yeah, 100%. I am not a big fan of what Revenants have drafted, especially in this game one. That's essentially, 4 AP champions and then Yunara, who has AP damage in her kit, in her
Hybrid,
passive, in
yeah.
her W.
Yeah.
So again, not a big fan of that. It just makes the game easier for the side of Kakao Gaming, as you said, to itemize. Expect like 3, 4, maybe 5 Merc Treads coming in. Expect the
Exactly.
Hex Drinkers, the Force of Nature, all of these other things coming in from the side of Kakao Gaming, and it is going to be pretty hard for them now. I I mean, why Mordekaiser there, right? Could have gone for anything else,
Yeah.
and it would have done a better job at that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Having said that, though, I love what Kakao Gaming have drafted, and we do have to see from the scope that this is something that they would be willing to draft tomorrow as well, should they win the series today. And especially with the denials coming in, the Caitlyn, the Lux as well from the side of Bob that he did play yesterday, albeit he was not on the winning side of things. So I like what Kakao have drafted for themselves. The Wukong as well, that Corporal plays it really well. So does Azam. And that is also a denial pick coming in.
Yeah, and like you said, this whole AP focused composition, I'm not sure what was going through their minds, but I genuinely think that this is probably going to be like a very quick first game with, just how easy it's going to be to itemize into them. And also, they have essentially drafted themselves losing lanes as well. Because you pick a Mordekaiser into a Renekton. That's usually never the case. It's the other way around. So, and also with the control that this bot lane's going to have, and mid is going to be quite even, I feel like, because Victor and
Karma.
what was the mid lane champion? The Karma, yeah, they're both just going to be wave clearing. Yeah, they're just going to be both just wave clearing and just holding hands, basically, and shaking hands and just looking to exchange. But the Wukong is going to have so much priority from his bot lane and top lane that he'll be able to effectively just run the jungle and the early objectives with relative ease, I feel. The only thing I think that is going to be impactful is if this goes into the hyper late game and we do have a 6-item Yunara with a Karma, with a Nami to keep her alive. So that's the only avenue that I see this, like the chance of Revenants actually being able to try to take this game, but it's highly doubtful. It's like maybe a 95 or 98% chance that it's not going to succeed.
I 100% agree with you that on that one, like I don't see a world where Revenants do run out with the game or even reach the late game, because the team fighting as well is not that good for them. They don't have reliable CC to lock down the targets, whereas you look at the other side, the Renekton with the point click stun, the Cyclone coming in from the side of the Wukong as well. Victor can do a great job just placing his gravity field onto knocked up targets, and the blind bindings as well coming in. So it is going to be pretty hard. I don't think anyone else is going to disagree with us on that one. And as you said, they do have 2 losing lanes on the side of Revenants. Bot lane, you do expect them to get shoved in against this Lux and Caitlyn, with the Nami and the Yunara coming in there. So yeah, their hope would be to scale into the late game and see if the Yunara can get like a couple of items, like 3-4 items maybe, get that 100% critical strike, and then come into the game and in these team fights deal the damage that she's supposed to. But it is very highly unlikely that might happen, just because it's just very easy to itemize against the squad from the side of Revenants.
Yeah, and I think this maybe their idea is to just pick some of these champions to prevent them from being picked in the future game, and maybe they're just looking to maybe just lose this first game anyway, so that they could take away some of the top picks that Kakao Gaming have drafted for themselves. I don't know. It's a strategy that could potentially work. But ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Rift, and welcome. If you have just tuned in, we are playing the League of Legends Ascend South Asian Tournament. We are in the lower bracket final between number 2 seeded Kakao Gaming and the number 3 team in this tournament, Revenants Gaming. Oh, you can see they were trying to go for a little bit of a cheeky invade. Flash binding there is going to force Bob to also flash but that's 2 flashes blown, right? I believe, or at least just 1 flash blown. But
Yeah.
Bob,
Just
an immobile champion, doesn't have a flash now, and that's
same can be said for the Lux, but again, not enough reliable CC for the side of Revenants to punish that from the side of Revenant. So I think it is going to be pretty hard. I think Love 2 is quite happy with that trade, honestly, and funnily enough, he is running the Dark Harvest, which we don't usually see from the Lux support. At least you would think that they'd be running the Arcane Comet to be the bully that she is in lane, but he's going for Dark Harvest. So any guesses as to what he's going to make when it comes to itemization?
glass cannon
But
full
having
AP.
100%. But having said that, blowing Bob's flash away does open some sort of avenue for the side of Kakao to focus towards the what already is, the weak side of the map, because Bob again is a support player who is filling in for the absent mid laner from the side of Revenants.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean he's done a pretty good job. He did show us that he can actually, lane with some of the top, higher top competition in this tournament in the mid lane. We know with his Zerat and also what was the other champion that he played?
Deluxe.
I keep forgetting. Well, yeah, and the Lux, yeah. And even though he didn't really work well in the side lane at the later stages of the game, he was having quite some success against the Aurora that was being played. But right now, just not having a flash this early into the game would mean that she would maybe have to be a little bit careful about how she wants to push when she doesn't have any vision. And as you say that to Copy going in for a trade, you can see the Mordecai is definitely struggling. He counterpicked himself essentially, and he has already lost out of 7 CS while the wave pushes into him. But Bob doing a pretty good job
and the
pushing the wave in.
Bot side as well, right? Bob should be doing well in these till Victor gets the Hextech upgrade onto his laser. I think it's going to be an okay laning phase for the side of Bob on the Karma, who can of course throw out these mantra Qs from her and that deal a lot of damage, don't really have too much of a cooldown, so should have some sort of pushing prowess in the mid lane. But when it comes to the bottom lane, you can already see the CS difference coming in 18-19 to 6 for the side of Sam. So that is what we expected from the Lux and Caitlyn lane. As we go towards the top side of the map, Copy might be in trouble here. Charan will be running out of the shield pretty soon, so there is the threat of a solo kill coming in towards the top side for either top laners right there. Now we do see both the junglers towards the mid side of the map. The mantra W, the snare is going to root W, but now Bob does not have the flash, and that should be first blood. Never mind, Bob is able to run away with the shield as I am now taking a bit too much damage. That's going to be first blood for the side of Dead Corporal, but not before the Gwen trades her life for the Wukongs.
Yeah, and it's funny how both of them just kind of went for the mid laners, but both junglers end up dying in this exchange, and both the mid laners actually live. This is a bit of a Uno reverse card. I feel that's what happened there, but I can understand the need for the Wukong to flash forward to try to deal as much damage. They knew that the flash was down on Karma, but Sam needs to be a little bit careful here, and he just gets killed. I think limit testing a little bit too much there. Ends up giving a free kill over to Potato Monster, who is just now just BMing him. Like, why did you do that? You just gave me a free kill. This is not what you should be doing. Fair enough. I think while we were watching the replay, it seems like W died as well in the mid lane. You can see his score. The feats of warfare have been secured as well for the side of Revenant. So they are coming out strong in this game one so far. Not sure exactly how W died, but it does look like Karma got, the solo kill right there. As you can see, she has the kill and Gwen does not have the assist. So I do think that was some sort of, an over-aggressive play coming out from W, who still had the flash available when the junglers were ganking. Now Sam in trouble, is going to get hit by Mantra Q, has the flash and the barrier available. I'm not sure what Design's trying to do. That is horrible gameplay coming out. I'm not too sure why he would dive the Caitlyn, who still had both the summoners up. Maybe he did not get the information from his bot lane right there. Yeah, and towards the top side as well, Copy now is finally able to secure
the solo kill for himself, and that is something that we expected as well. Picking Mod into a very bad matchup for him, especially against the Renekton. You are going to pay the price for it, and now it looks like that is going to be around 16 CS and a solo kill for the side of Copy.
Bro, yeah, for sure. And also, just to make his life even further difficult now, he could look to try to the wave is gonna be pushing back into this Renekton. He could just potentially set up a good freeze here and just make it so difficult for Sharon Reddy to even work forward to try to contest CS if he really wanted to with the lead that he has. I mean, he's picked up a pickaxe. He's picked up two of the I can't remember what they're called, but the ones that give the cooldown. He's picked up two of those and is up against just a cloth armor, a Doran's ring, and a boot on the side of. But hold up, because now a turret hit does land. 2 turret hits actually, and meanwhile, Dead Corporal is being a bit of a pain in the butt of Ezian there. Now just going into his jungle, they know they have the priority. They're going to get this dragon uncontested, I feel like, with the prior that they have in the bot lane, in the jungle, as well as in the mid lane. Let's see what the answer is going to be, though, from the side of Revenants, if they want to maybe, it looks like they're going to go for an invade on the blue buff. But W is right there.
Yeah, W is right there, but Azan still invading that side. I think Kakao Gaming will be more than happy to trade their blue buff for the first dragon of the game right there. That's going to be the first objective picked up for the side of Kakao. And now they are moving towards the top side as well. You can see the difference in the levels when it comes to the junglers, and Bob just getting caught right there. The binding actually is going to miss from the side of Love 2, but they do secure the flash from Bob. I do think it works out for both the teams, that trade. I think Bob's still quite healthy, should be able to recall and get back in time. Now Dead Corporal fighting Azan. I'm not sure if he wants to do that, as Azan does have his ultimate available to him, and that's going to be the solo kill as well. So Dead Corporal just overstepping his boundaries, right? It's just very questionable. Why would you ever do that? The Gwen has the ultimate available and you don't. There is no chance in hell that you're going to win that 1v1.
Yeah, I guess he just thought, just because of the level advantage that he had, that he was going to be able to maybe get that. But again, just disrespecting that the collapse could come. I mean, there's going to be some support that's going to be coming in. And just disrespect led to yet another kill that was being traded over to the side of Revenants in a game that Kakao Gaming seemed to be having so much control over. I feel like they're maybe underestimating their opponents a little bit here. And that's causing, some kind of mishaps, because you can see the gold is dead even at 8 minutes into the game, and even though Kakao Gaming have secured 1 dragon for themselves, Revenants are being allowed a path to actually contest these early objectives and have a fighting chance in this game number 1.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you right there. It could be that they are maybe underestimating their opponents, but should not really be the case. Now the grubs will be started. Again, this is going to be uncontested, as Azan is just hell-bent on invading the enemy jungle instead of fighting for these objectives. Maybe smart for him, as he is a scaling champion, and if he can keep getting these camps for himself and keep denying these, again, the jungle monsters, then I think it's going to be fine for him as long as he can get his items. But the objectives are stacking up. Copy now going in, pops in the Dominus. Charan Reddy is going to use his ultimate. The shield is big, and Copy goes down in the 1v1. And now Dead Corporal is here actually with the flash. Charan Reddy uses his own, but that's going to be the trade kill coming in. But Copy really should not be fighting the Mordekaiser to death, especially when he has the Death Realm available and ready to go. And not what he would have wanted, but again, trading the kill right there works out for them, and it is sort of a saving race for him. Sam?
Yeah, and I genuinely just think that the reason why Mordecai, the Renekton, lost that is he was not using his Call the Meek effectively. He needs to keep his W for when the shield is active, because it breaks the shield, right? The empowered W from Copy can break the shield of Sharan Reddy. And he, instead of letting his, rage kind of, his passive kind of go all the way to maximum stacks and then break the shield, then he could have won that 1v1. But I guess he didn't really anticipate
Oh my
the
god.
damage that's going to come back his way. Yeah, I saw that. Not what you want to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, the
But that's
Caitlyn
okay.
just taking out 40% HP from Nami's HP bar, right? The Death Corporal is here once again. Death Realm is not available.
Yeah.
Flash is not available for the Mordekaiser. The Dominus is going to come in soon. The TPs are coming in from both the mid laners. The Karma will be there first, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Uh, W did not need to TP as well, but he does so just to answer Bob now. Copy
Copy?
does not have an idea that maybe the mid laner is there, but Copy
Oh.
is going to survive. Does not have the flash, the slice and dice not available as well. Just pops in the dominance to get the wave right here. W going to miss his death ray as well. And so far, nothing doing in the top side of the map. But Charan Reddy is paying for his mistakes. And I wouldn't even say he was, over aggressive. It's just the gank from the side of that corporal came at a really crucial timing.
Yeah, and you can see, I guess the teleports were just trying to, match. They're trying to match each other in case the fight does continue to extend. But in that exchange, again, you can see that right now everything is pretty much dead even, except for a slight lead that Kakao Gaming seemed to have picked up by 700. But now Ezen is caught
Oh
out.
no.
Again, he's going for this invade, and now he's running in the opposite direction. There are 3 members on top of him, and even though Gwen is immune, he is not going to survive this encounter. Just a matter of love to even throwing out an ultimate there, just trying to secure the kill, maybe. Trying to, just KS. Hey, I'm a Lux with Dark Harvest. I need stacks, so I can understand why he threw that out there. Not really being on point with his abilities, but that's all right. You can see that now they're gonna perhaps try to get this dragon with the numbers advantage that they have.
But I really don't like the invade that came in from his end. The mid laner wasn't there for him. The top laner wasn't there for him. You should not be overstepping and running out of the river when your laners are not in the position to help you, and he pays for it. He has been farming quite well. And, just trying to steal the enemy jungle camps can be a good idea as long as you have some sort of backup ready, but that was not the case. Burns his ghost and ultimate ends up dying anyway, and that is going to be now the feats of neutral objective secured for the side of Kakao Gaming, as that was their third objective. Towards the top side, the queue is going to connect. Charan Reddy, it looks like, might win this 1v1 yet again, and that is going to be one more solo kill for the side of Charan Reddy, who has been getting ganked, who has been getting pressured from the enemy mid laner, enemy support, the jungler as well, and yet again he finds the solo kill onto Copy, and it does look like the Mordekaiser counter pick is working out for him.
Yeah, well, it was essentially he only had to just survive the early game, and now he has effectively done that. So once it reaches this mid game point, this is where Mordekaiser is going to have a little bit more of an easier matchup, and it can be seen because I guess the matchup was not something that Copy was very familiar with. Understanding how the empowered W from Renekton can instantly break shields, so he's keeping that spell, saving that to use at just the right time would make a difference, but it does not seem to be the case. And once again, Charan Reddy just punishing this Renekton for just trying to be a little bit too ballsy and take fights that are not on his terms. And now that's 2 dragons picked up by Kakao Gaming. They had picked up the neutral objective feats as well over there. The feats of strength, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel so bad for Bob. I mean, every single time his flash is up, he's just using it. It happened last time.
Yeah.
It happened at the start of the game. And it happened again. And now he's all right. He's just going to return some damage on the dead corporal. But Copy gets pulled back. He's probably going to die here. Yeah, he's dead as well. And now Sam is being left alone as his support isn't there. And they're trying to turn on Bob. The flash cyclone does connect, and the laser finally hits. And Love2 is able to secure that kill. Ideally, would have liked that going to either Dead Corporal or maybe the Victor, but this is a Lux who wants kills. He has Dark Harvest.
Yeah, and Sam needs to survive here. The TP actually again going to come in from the side of W to just save his AD carry right there. Don't mind that at all. I do think Love2 should just remain towards the bot side of the map for a bit, but never mind, the first turret now is going to go down, and that is going to be feats of strength picked up for the side of Revenants, and had Lux stayed down just for a few seconds or minutes, they would have been able to secure the first turret in the Caitlyn and Lux lane. But the Lux has been roaming quite a lot, and now you can see there is no difference in terms of CS between the AD carries, and that's not how the matchup is supposed to go. That's not how Kakao Gaming would have envisioned this matchup to go as well. So I do think the roaming that has come out from the side of Love 2 has been too much. Sure, it got him one kill secured, but except for that, I don't think it has mattered too much. As Deathrel now again going to get popped up from Charan. Ready copy. Looks like he's in trouble once again. Has the flash available, going to pop his. No, it does not have dominance. It has to burn his flash. That Corporal is here though, and Shoxy Kun is just going to melt. Not sure where he was looking at. He was alone as well. The support running down towards the bot lane. Uh, there has been a lot of questionable macros coming in from both the sides, I have to say.
Yeah, I think maybe both these teams are just waking up. This is probably their warm-up game. Maybe they didn't even play any League of Legends before this, because it definitely seems like both of them are, like you said, making some questionable plays, kind of letting the other team kind of get back, like chances to kind of get back into this, make this a little bit more even. But now, as we are 17 minutes into the game, and we can see, first items have been completed across the board, components being picked up for the second, that this is where the scaling of Revenants might start to actually play a little bit of dividends. They are levels ahead of, their lane counterparts, at least. Some of them, at least. Charan Reddy and also W. But yeah,
no,
I'm not sure. He keeps going for the invades, man. Like, what?
Yeah.
He's doing it again and again.
I am not sure why that keeps on happening, and that has happened from the side of Dead Corporal as well, but he learned from his mistake very early and very quickly. But Azan does not seem to understand that he cannot invade when his supporting staff, supporting facility is not there behind him. Goes in once again. Dead Corporal is able to secure that kill, and that should translate into the soul point already. It just, I'm not too sure, the words fail me as to why this happens in our region, where the players are just so over aggressive. You don't need to be, the objective is right there, you have great vision set up, just wait for the team to come in and try to fight 5 versus 5, but that does not end up happening. And now again, it does put Kakao Gaming in a really good spot. 5 more minutes, and then they can maybe secure the soul for themselves. And if that happens, I think it's going to be lights out for the sides of Revenant.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also a mountain soul. So remember how they have so much magic damage? Well, guess what? Mountain soul is just going to make them even more tankier on top of the itemization that they're going to have. So yeah, definitely not a spot that you would want to be in. I mean, Potato Monsters seems to be okay right now. He's still, deathless in this. The only person who's actually not died on his team, and fair enough, because he's been kind of playing it safe and at least has a head on his shoulders, whereas his jungler and some of the other laners seem to be missing a head at this 90 minutes into this game. But that being said, of course, there are still turrets available in the mid lane. The 2 turrets still stand, so it is going to be a war of attrition. Let's just see which team is going to try to capitalize it. As we say, that Potato Monster flashes forward so aggressively. He's dishing so much damage, but does not have enough. The aggressive flash might turn out to bite him in the butt, because here comes that Corporal. Flash forward with a Cyclone. He's going to get that with his bonk and gets a double kill for his trouble. So again, over-aggressive play just punished instantly by Kakao Gaming in that. But the fight is not over, as Bob is going to try to get something done. But I don't think you're going to be able to do anything. You don't have any follow-up damage. Your ADC is dead. Your jungler is at 20% HP, and so are you. And Charan Reddy is also now going to be at 20% HP. They are going to lose a flash forward by Bob to try to get the kill on Sam, but he stays alive. I'm not sure these aggressive flashes are paying off for you. I don't know. Help me, Kaka, because I don't understand.
Yeah, that was just... It looked like a good play, but when you don't have, when you're not tracking the enemy jungler and where he could be, it can bite you in the backside, and that's exactly what happened. As I'm just able to get away right there, but again,
He got hit by the auto
that
after
that
he
was a
called.
yeah, that was a good play from Potato Monster. Had the enemy team jungler was not in position, but that corporal was right there, and he punishes the over aggressiveness coming out from the side of Potato Monster. Bob ends up dying as well, I believe. Never mind, the Nami ends up dying as well, and the others take so much damage that now it looks like they will lose the Artican. They do have vision on Azan once again, so if he steps up, it looks like he's going towards the top side to pick up the wave. Actually, uh, not my kind of
Yeah.
jungler right there, I have to say.
Now we
Poor
know, but
Bob has to
oh,
suffer. Okay, he
I'm
takes the
gonna
Rift
take an
Herald.
Uber.
He is going. Yeah, let's see if
He's
he's able
rifting.
to get away. Yeah, he is. But the wave state towards the top side is horrible for the side of Revenants, and we can see now some sort of substantial goal lead as well coming in for the side of Kakao, as Azan once again might end up dying because of a pink ward right there, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Um, I am not
They're
sure
running
what
it,
went
bro.
wrong for him. What went wrong for him? Yeah, he did get the solo kill, and after that, it has just been one-sided affair when it comes to the junglers, and this is not a good look for him starting the series off um, with a game like that.
Yeah, Kaka. I mean, I totally agree with you. Like, they look like they're just running it at this point, and they're trying to do what they can. Sharon already surrounded by three members of Kakao Gaming, and is comes out of his death realm only to go back into his own death realm, and is back to the fountain for him. But now with the four-man squad that they have, with dragons spawning in just a little bit and complete control over this side of the map, Kakao Gaming are 100% going to be able to secure the soul that will be spawning very soon. They've set up the vision for it. They're going to get their recalls now as well. Look to try to pick up more items. So, yeah, you can see the Hex Drinker, to no surprises, has been picked up by a copy as well as Dead Corporal. And yeah, I mean, that's all you need. Your front line is having the MR that they need to survive all this magic damage and poke that will be coming their way. But yeah, at 23 minutes into the game, things are not really looking good for Revenants.
Not at all. And Bob just feels like, he's homeless at this point because wherever he goes, the Gwen is actually the one picking up the lane CS and the minions as well. So he is just going to struggle even further because he's not getting any sort of gold at all pumped into him. Has the double finish codex completed. Does look like he's going for the horizon focus, but how does he complete it if he's not funneled
Sure, already?
gold at all? Now Charan Reddy actually goes in, has the ultimate available, but that was a very questionable blast cone coming in. Shock Sequon with a nice bubble to save his own life right there, but that is going to be the soul picked up for the side of Kakao Gaming, and they have taken each and every objective so far on the map. Copy again, over aggressiveness coming in now from his side as he ends up going down right there.
Wow.
uh, and Dead Corporal now diving between two turrets. The knockups are good. Potato Monster has to run away, is going to survive for now. Azine goes very
Good
low,
shield by Bob.
is going to survive as well. The Death Ray misses from the side of W, but he flashes in to secure the kill onto Bob. And Dead Corporal is going to survive as well with the heal coming in after the kill and the reset as well. And now that's going to be two tier 2 turrets picked up for the side of Kakao Gaming, who have just blown this game wide open for themselves to pick up almost a 10,000 goal lead. And this is looking like it is the beginning of the end for the side of Revenants.
Yeah, and we're only 25 minutes into the game, not even 25, and they have a mountain soul on top of a very fed Wukong, and basically an almost untouched Witcher who is still scaling. Caitlyn seems to be doing just fine. And it was the over aggression by the side of Revenants that seemed to be punished time and time again by Kakao Gaming. I mean, Kakao Gaming have also made some mistakes themselves, being a little bit over aggressive, maybe underestimating their opponents. But in the overall context of the game, with the draft that they have, with the way things have been going throughout the first 25 minutes of this game, They seem to be in a very comfortable position to maybe bait Revenants into a Baron fight when they don't have the gold, they don't have the items. Ezian takes a big chunk of HP from just one combo, and as we say that, Copy has left the game, and never mind, we are back. But now, Baron has been started, and Revenants don't have any vision on this.
Yeah, and even if they do have the vision, does it really matter too much? I don't think they have the tools available now to fight, especially against the soul, uh, the mountain soul coming in from the side of Kakao. And you look at the items as well, 3 items completed for the Wukong, almost items picked up for the Victor as well. As it looks like the game has frozen a bit now, it does resume right there. So especially when it comes to these items, it's just very hard for them to fight at all right here. And I think that's going to be the case. I think this is going to be a free Baron for the side of Kakao Gaming, and they should be looking to end this game as soon as possible for them now.
Yeah, they don't want to delay this any longer. And you can see it's showing with the fact that they don't even choose to recall after this Baron. Instead, they're going to go. Eason's going to get sniped
Oh, the
by Love 2. Yeah, just had to click in the right place, and there's no way you can dodge that. Shoxikun is also in so much trouble here. He's going to get killed. Oh, survives the slither of HP, but the ultimate, the Chaos Storm, is able to zone Potato Monster away as well. So they're going to end up losing their top lane turret. They've already lost their mid lane turret. Copy is just ignoring Sharan Ready and just killing the turret on the top side. And he's slicing, he's dicing, he's in the death realm, he's fighting for his life, but Sharan Ready does. They end up actually killing each other. They handshook each other into the death realm, from one death realm into the other. Potato Monster left on his lonesome, might have to go back to the drawing board yet again, as will the rest of his team. Revenants are falling like flies, their base is blown wide open, and at 27 minutes into the game, you can see that Kakao Gaming were playing with their food and convincingly close out game 1 in this best of 5 series. GG.
Yeah, that is going to be game 1 picked up in quite a dominant fashion as well, especially when you look at the objectives that were picked up from the side of, Kakao Gaming and how they actually ended the game. This was a pretty one-sided game coming in. So, yeah, first game of the evening goes to Kakao Gaming, and they would be hoping that they can do more of the same. They did beat Revenants 3-0 last time around in very quick games, I believe they were. And it looks like it's going to be more of the same, especially when the mid laners are not available for Revenants.
Yeah, and not have, even though, they don't have Unseen Blade, it's starting to show now, because that is a player who does have quite a deep champion pool and has champions that actually complement the draft instead of I understand they need to pick this Karma. Maybe they wanted more shields to keep this Yunara alive for longer in fights, but like you said, they never got the chance to scale. They were never able to hit the late game. This was a pre-30-minute game, so a dominant victory from Kakao Gaming that you see on the screen right here, with a very traditional front-to-back kind of draft. They drafted themselves very strong solo lanes. They drafted themselves basically just a really good scale, like a mid to late game scaling comp. I wouldn't say really late game, but just a very dominant mid game to early to mid game draft, and they executed it perfectly. So no complaints made. Yes, maybe they did a little bit of throwing in the early stages, but it was all made up for. Everything was okay. They knew they had this in the bag, and it's reflected right here in the stats. So no dragons to 4, 11 turrets to 1, a goal differential of 15,000 almost, and 21 kills, 9 deaths and 29 assists. 3 white grubs going also to Kakao Gaming, as well as the Otacon in exchange.
Yeah, it's just a very one-sided scorecard when you look at it, right? Except for that one turret that was picked up by Revenants, everything else, except for the Herald as well, that we did see the Gwen, piloting towards the top side of the map. Except for that, it has been quite one-sided. 23-minute soul is very early, and once that comes up, it just becomes a very hard game to win out for any team, let alone Revenant. So, yeah. it was pretty one-sided. They would be hoping that some things can change in the next one, but for now, let's look at the MVP right here. That Corporal 12-6. Unfortunately, died one time solo, but again, learned from it very quickly. Was there where his team needed him to be, punishing the over aggressiveness from Potato Monster in the mid lane to, starting off these team fights and just securing the kills for his team. So phenomenal job coming out from the jungler of Kakao Gaming in this one, and would deserve it MVP as well.
Yeah, and you can see that Corporal has actually picked up a lot of MVPs in all of the wins that Kakao Gaming seem to have gotten, even in the past. So this player really, showing up for his team, like I said, learning from his mistakes, not making the same mistake twice, and it paid dividends. As if 12-2 on this Wukong, he was all over the place. He was the one, making the plays. I'm pretty sure he's also responsible for calling the shots, because they were kind of playing around their jungler a lot more in this. Is what I noticed. So we're going to be going into a short break, guys, but we will be back with more League of Legends actions very soon. Don't go anywhere.
Guys, welcome back to League of Legends, Legends of Asia. It's me, Madness, alongside Hades, and we are in lower bracket finals right now, lower bracket round 2, whichever way you want to put it. But it seemed to be going the way we kind of expected. Kakao Gaming take the first game away from the hands of Revenants. Expected result. Revenants is, their comp wasn't that good. Like you can see, a lot of AP in that coming out. Plus,
Yeah.
Yudara has the AP as well. So not quite sure what was happening behind the scenes. They do also not have two of their players. Not sure why. We know Unseen Play is not currently available out of the country. AK-45 for unknown reasons is sitting out. But this is your draft coming in for you guys. The Revenants will be switching over to the blue side. And what were your final thoughts on that first game, Hades?
I just think poor drafting from the side of Revenants. I'm not sure what their thought process was behind that. Also, they were just like Ezian was just invading the jungle again and again and getting punished. It happened 3 times in the match, I think 4 times also, and it was just before an objective had spawned. So I hope they're able to go back to the drawing board, fix their draft, fix the mistakes that they made, and have finally woken up to make this a closer series madness. And with that, we are in the champ select, and I'm not expecting a lot is going to change in terms of bans from the side of Kakao Gaming, at least.
Yeah, I don't think much change will actually be occurring for now, especially for Kakao. What there is going fine. It's for the side of Revenants. They're going to continue with that Lucian ban they did last time over there. Potato Monster probably also won't get to see his Tristana or the Smolder, depending on how they're feeling about it. Yesterday, Potato Monster did get MVP. And talking about Tristana, the Yordle gets banned outright away. Talking a bit more about game 1, yeah, Ezian, not quite sure what was going in his mind. Maybe really wanted to prove a point while going for those invades, especially like you were saying before, objectives. I don't think the timing was right. I think this time with the draft a bit more solid, it could be a change of pace for them. Like we're saying, Bob is the one filling in the mid role. Now you have to cater champions according to him, certainly on that side, like his Lux. Like, that's why you're seeing for the first time probably throughout Legends Ascent of Karma mid. He even played Karma mid yesterday as well. So there's the kind of champion you expect.
Yeah.
The Lulu ban makes complete sense on this side from them, and the Viego against Ezian, that's some champion that he's pretty much never gets to play at the end. It was banned against him all 4 games yesterday, and I completely understand why. The Zerath ban is the,
J4
the kind of the iterations they want. Maybe with the J4 you can go those loots. Ezian can even play mid Lilia if you want to go AD mid, but I don't think Bob is going to be playing AD mid.
No,
but
got a Smolder.
Smolder's left open. Smolder gets picked up for Potato Monster.
But we might even see Sivir combined with the Milio, which is also a pretty good combo. But instead, they're going to lock in their jungler early. They take the Xin Zhao away, which might also be a bit of a denial pick from Ezian because he has also shown that he can play this champion. But now let's see how they want to round out. So they have the Xin Zhao. Let's see if they want to prioritize something like a good ADC here before they reach the second phase of ban. So maybe pick up something like a Sivir would be really good here. Even Emilio is a safe pickup because another strong enchanter support, which is very good in the meta currently. But instead, they're going to lock in the top lane. So it's a blind Mbessa pick. Not sure if that might be the best call, but I guess, I guess they're comfortable enough to show their hand early.
Yeah, it can be flexed over to the mid also. Sometimes we do get to see that depending on how plays goes. But to answer that, the Camille gets picked up for Churn Ready in the top side. Let's see what else they want to round out their comp with. You want to pair up the Potato Monster right here. The Yasuo getting hovered, not quite sure about that. Bob, I'm not sure if he plays Yasuo actually, so I don't think that's gonna
Too
get
much
locked
AD.
in over here. Yeah, and that is also, like you're saying, too much AD. They maybe make the same mistakes they made in game 1 in terms of their draft. I think that Yasuo's changed, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. The Hue gets picked up. The Hue, a lot of times in yesterday's series, we're seeing it banned in the second phase, and they don't want to take the chance with that. They're just gonna lock it in for themselves over here. I'm pretty sure Shoxy won't be playing as a support. This will probably go into Bob's hand. I think he'll be comfortable at least on this champion to neglect how this mid lane up will be going for him.
Yeah, it was a denial pick because W has shown that he can play this way to quite a bit of success. But now the answer is can pick a Yone, which means another AD champion has been locked in for the side of at least not Revenants, but Kakao Gaming.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but W does also like to play the Yone. That's also something that you have to keep in mind. He does hit pretty good Yone also as well, and that's something he's going to be pulling back to. The Braum ban was no Braum Smolder combo for them. That's I think the last time Potato was playing Smolder yesterday series, it was a Braum that he was paired up with on the bot side. I think that's the most comfortable pairing for him, at least in terms of when Shoxy-kun is the guy filling in as support. You can see the Ash ban coming in against Sam T. He's also very comfortable on this champion. So 2 failure bans coming out as of yet. What else are we going to look for the answers on this side? The Melio ban comes in, so that's going to get denied for the Smolder, but I don't think they were thinking on that. I don't think Shoxy-kun would be playing the Melio actually at this point, given that he will probably try to play a bit of an Engage or maybe even an Enchanter, but maybe not the Melio type. The Jinx ban for team, so a lot has been for, there's so less ADCs right now. The Jinx is out, the Ashe is out, the Lucian is out, as well as the Tristana. The Mel actually gets picked up over here, so that's a support Mel, definitely, just given how that comp's looking.
Yep. Yeah, they need AP, and Mel is one of the champions that provides a ton of that. So they're okay with picking that up for themselves here. And Kane, Ezian didn't really have the best showing on this champion, even though he was able to pick that up. But instead, he's going to go with Shaco. Is that going to be a support Shaco, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, so the guy in that team who loves playing Shaco is Bob, okay? So that is pretty much the answer that Shaco's going to Bob. Oh my god, are they mixing it up over here? They're changing their role at the last second? Or like this was the plan coming into the draft? There is no CC. You just have maybe the lock in with the Camille, but then you have the Taric. Now the Qs and stuns come in, plus you have the ultimate to provide. But still, Arc lacking quite a bit of CC. You are not wrong. You have the fear of the Shaco boxes, you count that as well, plus the fear from the Huawei coming in. It could be just about enough with the damage and those varieties, but the Morgana on that side seems so strong against the comp over here. Like, with less CC and you get a Black Shield, what are you going to do to someone who's going to be on the carry? But no, it's going to be a Bard getting locked. It's a Mel APC coming in for them. And the Bard gets locked in the bot side. We haven't got to see that many Bards. I've seen a couple of times, and it depends on the success. Lean has played a couple of times throughout the throughout the league stage for himself. But other than that, we haven't got to see on that browse. So Kakao Gaming pulling out some stops and pulling out some funky moves over here. Their Bessa was locked in pretty early in the draft. So was the Yone, but that's after the Huawei was locked in for that side. But honestly, it's interesting. And this is Bob on his Shaco. So I guess we are going to see Bob going into the jungle with the Shaco, so let's see how well it's going to be out. I think Shaco and Warwick are his 2 top jungle picks for himself, so this is going to be just the first or second time actually we're going to see a Shaco jungle. We've seen the Shaco supports couple, and that's also from Bob himself, so let's see what he can do on this champion. How much havoc can he cause? Can he make up for, the Ezian invades last game by doing his own stuff? Because we know that Shaco loves to live in the opponent jungles, depending on how he plays. So really, this has been it so spicy. The Bob is getting Shaco, Potato's getting the Smolder. It is so spicy right now.
Yeah, as spicy as it is, and the fact that they're getting these champions, I really don't like the draft that Revenants have, because it's such a weird comp, and the synergy that they're gonna have, like, they're gonna have to bait their opponents into like a false sense of security to try to get fights on their terms. They don't have enough reliable engage to even start fights, so they're gonna have to pray that Kakao Gaming make mistakes and try to punish that. And but overall, if you look at the draft that Kakao Gaming have, they have such a strong team fight draft, and also they're very comfortable with playing 1-3-1 as well, because the Ambessa and the Yone in the side lanes are going to be quite difficult to answer. Camille is one of those champions that can answer either of those champions, but who else is going to be there to be able to answer the other side of the map when they're going to route into that? So I feel like they've drafted themselves into an even deeper hole than they did in the first game. And that is not looking good. The only saving grace that they had last game was Potato Monster on the hyperscaling Yunara, and now on the hyperscaling Smolder. But it does seem like Kakao Gaming have that number, have drafted themselves quite confidently, a very strong composition that can easily run away with this game if they're even given a little bit of room, a wiggle room to play with. So yeah, Madness, I think this is going to be another very quick game from Kakao Gaming. At least that's my prediction.
Yeah, it does seem like they can snowball. Like you said, very less wiggle room. Any slight mistake to the side of Revenants make Kakao is going to run away with it. They're going to take full advantage of that side, and I think Kakao's not going to make the same mistakes that Syndicate did, like letting the Smorer get to the stacks coming up, let him be in the side, let him get that farm. So it's going to be a tough time for Potato Monster. A lot on his shoulders of it, like you're saying, the only saving grace in this team, and couldn't do much last game of the year. And now let's see what he can do with the Smolder. I think the Smolder is more of his favorite kind of a pick. He's much more comfortable in the champion, but I don't think Kakao's going to let him get at all comfortable throughout this entire matchup. And like you said, the 1-3-1 is also very interesting because Camille can go match, but it depends on how well she's doing in the top lane, first of all. Secondly, if she does end up matching, who's going to match the other side? That's going to wreak havoc. And I think Kakao Gaming, I think, like you say, I'm anticipating this series going 2-0 at this point, but we only get to know when they go into the Rift. We have seen different kind of drafts do work wonders sometimes, depending on how the games are going. But for the side of Revenants, they have to let the smaller scale. They have to play on a slower pace of type, and they have to slow down the pace. Don't let Kakao get too ahead early on. If they can do it, maybe, just maybe, they have the slight chance of doing something in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, and I feel, once again, I'm going to quote the whole Marvel Avengers Endgame thing. Doctor Strange has foreseen into the future, and there is only a 1% chance out of a million different possibilities that they're actually going to be able to win, which is what I think is going to be the case for the side of Revenants. But they're going to have to play out of their minds in the early game to try to prevent this team comp from snowballing, because a Yone and Ambessa, like a Xin Zhao, these are champions that, if can just completely take over a game single-handedly, can even 1v5 with the right agency. So a lot is on the line for the side of Revenants, and it's going to be up to them to maybe fix the mistakes that they had in the first game and have a better showing, and maybe try to cause an upset here, because I'm pretty sure everyone, even in the chat, agrees that this is going to be a very difficult match for them to win with the draft that they have for themselves. It's more of a solo queue draft versus a proper team composition competitive draft. So I mean, I definitely favor Kakao Gaming 100% on this draft, Madness.
Yeah, and like you say, it looks like a solo queue draft. Is everyone just picking their favorite champions and their comfort picks and just running away with it, not caring about how their composition is essentially looking at the end of the day. So it's like that. But I for one, I'm just excited for Bob Shako. I know I'm going to get an interesting game no matter what's going to happen. So at least we get to see Bob Shako, and that is something that we will be feeling our eyes for over in this competition. I think the reason they didn't ban anything of Bob's because they didn't expect him to be going into the jungle with that change of pace, but that's exactly what he is going to. And with that Arcane Combat, looks to be going the AP Shako route as well. So he, as long with Churn ready, will be that. So Churn has gone mid side, Ezreal has gone to the top lane, and that's the switch I was coming for them. For the side of Kakao Gaming, nothing else is changing in terms of roles. Everyone's playing their suited role. Reminder, guys, this is the second game of the lower bracket finals right now between Revenants and Kakao Gaming. Kakao Gaming leading the series 1-0. Shoxikun, I know you are still awake there. Yes, should not be looking to get out, not going to get stunned against the wall. The Q doesn't even hit from the Bard actually at the end of the day. So that's 4 members of Kakao. I think he only saw 2 of them, but that's enough for him to give info that they were always here. There's already a ward in the Tripos, and for the side of Reverence, no one actually tried to get a deep ward into the opponent jungle in the meantime when Shoxikun was spotting them out. I think that was a good opportunity to maybe get a ward down. Maybe they want to do on the leader side, but the reason that you have so many wards coming in and so much aggression early on from Kakao is they really, really want to know where this Shako is at all times, so that Dead Corporal doesn't have to be worried any of his camps are being taken away.
Yeah, and Shako is just one of those really annoying champions to have to deal with, and can also just has such easy routes to kind of gank. Does have the Ignite, as also even Ishan playing on the top lane on this Camille also doesn't have a flash, so very aggressive setup. So a lot is going to depend on how this top jungle duo kind of play around the early game. Maybe try to punish this Ambessa with the summoners that they have chosen. So you can see some trades going down in the bot lane. I feel like this is going to be a little bit of an easy matchup for Potato Monster because Mel does need a little bit of time before she can start dishing out damage. The cooldowns are quite long in the early stages of the game. They're going to just look to try to farm up, but that's fine because Smolder will be quite comfortable with handshaking, getting stacks for himself.
Yeah, Yeah, he's basically even lane is where Smolder shine pretty much at this point. There's no problem. He's going to be a very comfortable dragon. He's coming even with the T shield because he knows the poke will be coming in from sand over time as well. The Qs are going to start landing the stack onto Love 2 from that side. The stun coming in from Shuxiku was like a V shape coming in, but Sam is flash rate and Potato Monster is left alone. Doesn't even choose to burn his flash or even his barrier. Shuxiku had heal as well. No summoners burned, and that was a nice turn coming from Kakao Gaming. And Shoxikun also doesn't choose to dodge. What are these? The bot lane of Revenants are going 0-2 without burning a single summoner in that fight. That is astonishing to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they were just underestimating the fact that Mel has an execute. Like, you need to always keep in mind that this champion can be very deceptive in terms of damage output. Whereas if you're low enough in the threshold, then Sam can easily execute anyone who steps up a little bit too far. So that auto attack, proccing the passive of the Mel, was able to secure the kill. But again, like, why don't they use their summoners? They could have survived, and both of them end up paying the price for that. So not the early game that you want to see from the side of Revenants. And Kakao Gaming already off the races. And now you can see they're trying to get something back. And Potato Monster's going to miss a cannon too.
I'm not quite sure what's going through Potato Monster's mind over there. He's being aggressive, really. Yeah, I think he's a bit tilted, honestly, over that play. And all that Sam had to burn in that fight was a flash, essentially, on that side. Copy. Aggressive phrase onto SN. SN himself. Man, Bob has deceived forward, but no, the snapback's enough to W to get away. I don't know if he's worth Bob on the way out, but Love to and Dead Corporal are here for the gank. A flash from Churn ready. The fear comes in. I think that's the end of it. Dead Corporal tries to go ahead, gets rooted up on the box. Bob is there as well. Copy is coming from this side, but I don't think there's much he can do. Also, the top side, the wave was getting pushed in. Now it's going to be in the mid side, so I think Copy just goes back over there. If Boss was this out, he can maybe go for a gank top side. That could have been a good opportunity, but there's so many dashes on Ambessa. Unless you get a good DC behind and get a box, it's hard to honestly lock her down, especially this without CC kind of calm that you had. As is not even level 6, so you can't actually even have the ultimate of the Camille. But talking in terms of jungling, both junglers on the top side, the Krugs were left open by Bob at the end. He has chosen to forsake that. Xinjia's gone towards his own Krugs right now. CS-wise, bot side, not looking that good for Potato once, especially after missing that cannon. He is around Sam is more than double his CS right now, plus he has 2 kills in his pocket. The smaller lane, which was already tough in the beginning, is beginning to look even worse for him right now. He's come back with the cull, maybe trying to get some gold stacking off on minions right now, but Sam's going to be making his life very difficult at the moment.
Oh yeah, and this is like a Taric picking a Taric with a Smolder is, I can understand the idea. Because you can go flap into them and try to land the stun, but they're going to get poked down so much by this Bard and this Mel. We're going to have a very easy time. They're under no kill threat. And Shaco, I mean, they don't have any hard CC other than for a couple of spells that Hui can throw out, and also for the stun that can be provided by the Taric. But apart from that and the Shaco fears, but how are they going to approach team fights? How are they going to contest objectives as this game goes on? They don't have a good front to back. They have a Shaco, a flashless Camille, and and Shoxicun is basically like the only saving grace that they're gonna have. So I'm so confused. I don't know why they're choosing to just make such poor plays. Maybe they're tilted from the previous game, or maybe they're just underestimating the damage that this Mel can put out. But let me also say the Bard pick was actually genius, because Bard traditionally works so well into champions with good disengage. Let's say the Taric does cast the ultimate. A good Bard ult basically negates that entire ultimate. So it's basically just going to be a game of who pulls the trigger first, which team is going to be playing reactively. And I feel like with the start that they have had, Revenants are going to be on the back foot throughout this early to mid game, and I don't think the Smolder is going to be given a chance to scale, because once this team, wait, hold that thought, because Copy's in a bit of danger here, has to flash away as the Ignite is sticking, but he should be able to survive. So a good gank coming there from Izem, but a miscommunication as both Ignites were used in that exchange.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going to talk about. Both Ignites were used, so yeah, that is not the kind of thing you want to be happening when you maybe even get Copy on that side. Copy does burn his flash, has TP to come back into lane, so does Ezian. So both top laners without sums for quite some duration right now. Terms of camps, look at Jinjao. He's already taking the raids away from Bob. So it looked like maybe Bob would be doing this, but it looks like Dead Corporal, sorry, is doing it instead on to the Shaco. So that is nice. He has a huge lead right now, 20 CS in terms of camps as
Massive.
well. And you can see Copy against Ezin. Copy, nice Q2 comes in, but Copy doesn't mind that whatsoever against Ezin. He's just going to keep on pushing forward. Has the Brutalizer as well. In his inventory, bot side lost chapter has been picked up for the Mel, has a tier, so you can look to stack that. Mid side, it looks like Churn Ready is winning in terms of CS numbers. Could be a tough point. Dead Corporal's coming in for a gang. Churn Ready doesn't have mana, but he's gonna spot out DC, not gonna be allowing the Zinjao to walk up to him. Churn Ready realizes that he might have to actually back here to do anything, and
Yeah, it's
W
gonna
is
turn
looking
over
to
the
cancel
dragon.
it out. Does snap forward, does stop that, and yes, with the Prio they have mid side, with the Prio they have bot side, they have no problem whatsoever to going towards that Drake right now. Drake's going to be looking to pick up. Mel's still left in the lone in lane just to pick up the CC. Let keep the wave basically intact for himself. Copy. Nice trades coming in. Nice Q and dashing away as well. Ultimate comes in from Churn Ready onto W, but W instead will just ult and get away from that exchange. Maybe didn't need to because there was no mana, but was worried where the Shaco could be. Honestly, that's why you can see that ward that was placed in the Wraith pit over that side. So he has to be careful. But look at where Bob is. Bob is in a precarious spot.
They
He looks
know.
to maybe even get spotted out. The ultimate hits from Copy. Bob is looking to deceive over this side of the wall. I don't think he can even go anywhere because even in his disease, there is Love to just waiting. He just ends up going down. So Bob carrying over the sins from Ezian in game one.
And Fates of Warfare has been picked up by Societal Kakao Gaming with that third kill. And they have also Dragon for themselves. And remember what I said, Madness. In the early game, if they fall behind, it's going to get even further and further difficult for them to try to find any sort of way to come back. And with everything that's been happening right now, at just 8 minutes into the game, they're already looking at a 2,000 gold lead at such an early stage. Very good sidestep there by Sam to actually dodge the stun for Shoxican. He should be fine to just shot a little bit more damage. He's actually quite okay to just stay back and wave clear. But now, again, he's just playing with his food. It seems like Sam just dealing some damage, but takes a lot in return. And again, this is a level 6 Shaco against Dead Corporal, who is okay to fight against that. I think he knows who the real one is now. Churn Ready's coming, though. Oh, good fear. They're gonna follow? No kills to be had.
Yeah, I don't think there is. A nice magical journey from the Bard actually decide. But Sam, even though he was dodging nicely underneath this start, now direct ultimate. First the flash with the stun connects. Here comes Mother. I don't think the flash was necessary there, Potato. Maybe not anticipating the Mother will get the kill, but yes, that's now a flash to Smolder as well. They do end up getting the kill into Sam, but they invested quite a bit for it. You burned the flash from Shocky, burned the flash from Potato, plus the ultimates from both of them that come out over there. See this exchange that happens right now. A nice flash follow-up. Shocky predicting almost that Mel is going to flash away, knows that the flash timer is up for him right at that point. But in return, it looks like Grubs are going to be picked up, all three from Revenant, so they're going to kill bots. They can pick up the Grubs over here. Ezian looks to be the sacrificial lamb. Copy goes in onto Bob. Bob deceives to go away. Dead Corporal? Yes, please finish him off. Thank God. We finish off. Nice box, Jack in the Box by Bob to prevent Copy from jumping into another. Spiraling Despair hits onto W. He ults to get away. The distance is enough. Maybe a snipe might come in, but I don't know. Bob is trying to defend himself underneath this turret. Love to use the turret shot. Didn't actually need to do that. And now this exchange will come in. Love to is actually going to start it off. Shaco actually decides to go away. Copy really wants this skill. Looks to be picking it up. At the last second, ultimate is enough. No, Love to with the auto attack claims the kill. Knows which one is the real one. Does magical journey away so they don't actually lose anything. It's Love to that picks up the kill, but that's Bob so far behind right now. He's already 0-0 behind 22 CS to the Zijao as well, and not having the kind of impact that he thought. Certainly has no mana. W does go in, has to snap back. Zinjao's just around the corner. DC might want to actually dive into this, but no, things better way just will be stick to taking camps away. There's a red buff up. DC could have maybe actually gone for it. Shaco didn't have ulti as well. Sam has to be careful this time. The stun doesn't connect, a bit too far in distance. Nice reflect. Potato also trying to get stacks instead. He got stacked instead. So that's how the bot lane
Yeah.
is going, and it looks like just
Oh,
Love
W.
to just been roaming pretty much everywhere because Sam is just comfortable playing this 1v2. He has no problem whatsoever. The W from Zinjao connects, he jumps in as
Bob!
well. The ultimate enough, no, deceives over the wall. Zinjao has the flash to follow forward.
Ooh!
The W doesn't connect from him, but the E
Oh,
is
smited.
enough. But now Love to has come down to this last fight over on the bot side. Shoxicon has to be aware. Sam does have the damage, but it might not be enough DPS right now. The Fleck comes in, the stun actually comes out. The mother comes in for Potato. Potato wants to change this up, change the pace. But
Oh
no,
my
the ultimate comes in
god.
for Sam. The execution, the Bard ultimate saves Sam. Sam is trying to play around the arc of Potato Monster, flies around, flies her over. He might even look Bard, but the Q lands. He gets stunned against the wall. Top side, ultimate from Copy goes in onto Ezreal. Ezreal can't survive, but I think Copy dies to turret shots over there. No, just about survives, and then he has to flash to get away. Now, Potato Monster, that's not your side of the map, buddy. But
Yeah,
I think he
wanted
didn't want to give the kill over to Dead
Bard.
Corporal, so so he just gives it to Love to. I think that's a smart choice, but it looked like a funny situation at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's another kill for the Smolder, but he is the only champion on his team that has kills. His top lane is 0-2-0. His jungle is 0-3-0. His mid lane is basically playing PvE right now, because he's 0-0-0. And yeah, even his support is 0-2-2. So not the early game. A good Spiraling Despair, but the snapback is going to be enough to get him out of turret range, and Yon is going to survive. But here comes Love 2. Does land the stun. 1 hour attack should do it. One more. Ooh, is Sharon Reddy just survives with a little bit of HP. If somebody throws a boot at the guy, he's probably going to die. But he's going to live to fight another day. But yeah, Sam is just being left to play 2v1 the entire time. He's probably not having fun right now. What is
He's not having fun, but W went really deep. Love to is just collecting kills across the map. He's 303. He's on a killing spree over this side. Nice reflect from Sam. And Sam has no problem actually playing this 1 versus 2. He's okay in CS. Bob deceives over the wall. The E, the dagger in the back. The ignite might not be enough. W is going to be healing up just over these minions. Gets away just about. Dead Corporal comes in for the fight. The W connects onto Bob. Bob tries to deceive away. Love to is trying to get the magical journey just in case. But Love to just pick up another kill over here. Essentially, no, the W comes in from Dead Corporal, kills Bob. That's Bob's 4th death this game. He's 0-4-0.
Wind became kill.
Him. Wind became kill, exactly as Eddie says over there. Bot side, Sam and Potato are exchanging, but Sam is just happy to be playing this lane. He has no problem. He's allowing Love to just roam and make all these plays, and Love to is doing phenomenally well on this part right now.
Yeah, he's just smurfing, I think, on Revenants right now. He's finally joined Sam. Sam must have been like, I missed you, buddy. Where you been? He'll be like, oh, I've been busy securing kills all this time. What you been up to? Other than for feeding in the bot lane. But hey, it's okay. He's been left alone, so let them flame each other. That's fine. But in the top side, Ezian is not having a good time in this matchup. So the you can see that without having a flash, how is Camille even going to try to even lock down one of these targets with his ultimate? And this aggressive setup that they had in the early game just completely backfiring because of the misplays in the early game. And now maybe they're going to get a dragon for themselves, because it does seem like DC is on the top side of the map. So yeah, it looks like they are going to get a complimentary dragon.
They will get a dragon for the Despair comes in from Churn ready. But nice fear when W comes in for the ult. Even sidesteps it completely. Churn ready, trying to dish out more damage as W is trying to back away. W gets away with his life. And yes, the complimentary drinks being picked up, but a bit on the lower side. There was even a Jack in the Box setup in case anybody was coming into this pit and trying to steal this away. But Cloud Drake gets picked up for the side of Revenants. That's going to be their first Jake of the map. We're just talking about how the stats are looking. Right now, it's a 5k goal difference in favor of Kakao Gaming. 11 kills to 2, 1 Drake to 1, 3 grubs in the pockets of Revenants, so just 1 away from getting the 3 epic monsters that they require. But that's a bit at a later stage, because already the feats of strength have been picked up because of the turret falling down on the top side in the hands of Copy. So feats of strength locked in by Kakao Gaming by that 15-minute mark. They're looking so strong right now. I don't think the answer can come in. And Bob Shako, I thought I was going to be in for a treat. Unfortunately, it's been a bit of the opposite. He's taking quite a bit of bashing throughout this game, as well as that his AP shake is going to fall off quite a bit as well later. He can't honestly do much in these situations, and yeah, the only saving grace is Potato has those 2 kills, but how much can a little Smolder do in these fights if the tag ultimate comes in? There might be a dive here on the bot side. They're trying to go for it, but no. W's going to get the wave away. They have no chance actually of going there. And in the meantime, Xinjiao and Mel are going to be looking to picking up that Herald for themselves without any answer.
Yeah, they're not going to get answered on this, so they're going to pick it up absolutely free. And the dive in the bot lane was kind of sussed out. W understanding that there are no champions on the map, which means I'm most likely going to get ganked. The turret does fall in the mid lane, but in goes Copy into 4 people. Not sure that's what he wanted to do. The fight does continue though, and Spiraling Despair goes a little bit short of that Corporal, but in comes Copy and the Taric ultimate is cast. So they are currently immune, but like I called earlier, the Love 2 ultimate is able to negate the damage. W comes in from the side with the flank, lands a beautiful ultimate on the own. The knockup is perfect. The execution is going to come through, and the team fight is turned around. Sam is left untouched, and is able to... Actually, never mind. Love 2 is the one who wants the kills. He is the carry now. He's just like, look at me. I am the carry. And he is the one who is picking up the remaining kills. But that was essentially a 4 for nothing at just 17 minutes into the game, and Kakao Gaming are running away with this.
They are completely running away. Love to's not done. He really wants to get the kill onto Bob. And with that ticking away, plus this, yeah, he's just doing more damage than Bob can actually do to him at this point. So Bob is in a very spot. He finally does have his Blackfire Torch completed, but he doesn't have many camps to pick up. You can see that Dead Corporal is pretty much twice the CS of Bob right now. And that is not a statement you're usually seeing against the Shiku. He has not even got any successful ganks off. He's 0-4-0. He's not doing well. But at least Ezreal picks up a good shutdown on Copy when Copy is just trying to dive in. I think that so many members would be coming to defend it because the turret was so low HP anyway. So he just goes in too deep, gets surrounded. A nice ultimate comes in for Shoxiku, but like you say, Love to neglects it with his own ultimate at that point. So he's doing fine. The tier 1 also not falling for Revenants in the bot side. So they are pretty happy about maintaining was just a sliver of MP. How much can it survive? Talking about items, Shojin completed as well as the Voltaic Cycle Sword for the Ambessa. For the Xinjiao, it's going to be the Sunders plus the Black Cleaver. And Copy's working, the side of Ezreal is working towards maybe Anonymous Hydra as well. Bot side, Potato has essentially completed, is built the BF component of his Infinity Edge, but is still far behind. It's a 2-item Mel at the end of the day. Eternity might be in a bit of a problem. Here comes the ultimate from Love to Fear comes in onto W, but W is going to snap forward, gonna come into this fight. Ultimate comes out, but he's going to be snapping back. The time runs out. Churn ready survives. Love to's going deep. Love to's like, I want that kill. Flashes forward, and a bit of a oopsie moment comes in for Love to. The shutdown collected by Bob, but we're not done with the fights. Dead Corporal's coming in as well as W from this side. Dead Corporal might look to jump on any target right now. The W connects the Q3 onto Shoxikun, but no, they're still tanky enough. But Dead Corporal's not even going to give up. Shoxikun comes in with the stun. It's not enough to save his own life. Mother comes in. Dead Corporal still wants to maybe fight. W comes in onto Potato Monster. Potato Monster might get narrowed down, but no. Looks like Dead Corporal has to be careful. Is he aware Bob might have the damage for him? But no. I think that's going to be the end of the skirmish. If you just see it, it's just not looking. Already 16 kills for Kakao Gaming to the 4 of Revenants. They're not done. Rift Turtle getting spawned over here, Hades. And Bob is deceiving and jumping away as much as he can. W unfortunately goes down. Dead Corporal wants some revenge for his fallen buddies, but the ultimate from Mel unfortunately did not get an execution. Bob's not done. Bob's coming in forward, puts another jack in the box, even smites the Rift Turtle, but pays with his life. Dead Corporal won't fall to that much damage for himself. Shoxikun maybe wants to help out. Flash forward with the stun. Dead Corporal's going to heal. He has a Thunder Sky. You're not going to get this Shoxikun. But the ultimate comes in from Derek. The stun comes in this time. This time Dead Corporal will fall. Sam can't do much over here. But both shutdowns, unfortunately, going over to Shoxikun.
Shoxikun's like, hey, you know what? I can also be the carry for my team. It's not only the enemy support that can get kills. I'm going to get some kills myself. Because why not? I'm a Taric, I'm dazzling, I got gems, and I'm outrageous, and that's exactly what he showed. And I think this was just Kakao Gaming just playing with their food a little bit, limit testing, because they know that they have this game pretty much in the bag. So even though they conceded a lot of kills, and now Yeah. Yes, you may have got those 2 kills, but that doesn't mean that you should be wandering into your jungle alone and giving more kills to this Kakao Gaming Squad that are looking like, yeah, they're literally just playing this like it's an ARAM. Like, they don't seem to be caring much, but so you can't escape from an Hextech ultimatum, my friend. Basic League of Legends 101. But yeah, this limit testing is starting to give a bit of gold back to the side of Revenants, who are, yeah, I mean, it's still really bad. They have a bit of a hill to climb, and the fight is so messed up, and they shouldn't even be looking to fight. Take the kills that you have and just go back to defending your turrets, buddies. Potato Monster gets flapped into a wall. Whew. Wind becomes lightning, just misses, and Potato Monster is able to walk away, but Sharan Ready is there with his spells with the Hui, but they don't have enough damage to get any kills here.
Oh, as he's going to jump into the fight. Copy might actually have enough damage to get him, and that's exactly what he does. But can he survive? The stun comes in from Tarek. Copy didn't dodge it in time with his dashes that he has. Churn ready picks up the kill for that. Kakao are looking to pick up the Drake, but Bob is not done. Revenants are not done. They put in a Jack in the Box into the pit. They know Drake's going down. They can see it with the pink ward in this bush. He doesn't have his ultimate as well. He can't actually do that. There is a smite ready for Dead Corporal. Bob is ready just in the bit. Here comes the hallucination from that side. W's come in. He is pretty healthy. Doesn't have his ultimate. It's still off cooldown. Bob sends in a clone. Clone gets neutral. Bob should die, but no, he deceives. He runs away. Dead Corporal ends up going down, but Drake does get picked up from Kakao game. Flash forward by W misses onto Bob. Bob is trying to play as tricky as he can. As he jumps in onto the backline, onto Sam. Doesn't have his ultimate just about yet. Goes golden because of love to over there. Dead Corporal is trying to snap away, ults in, but it's to his own demise. Oh, he's still alive, but no, snipe comes in from Churn Ready. But can Churn Ready survive the onslaught from Copy? That's the answer is no, but can Copy actually escape unscathed from this exchange? He does have a lot of dashes and will actually make it out. At the end of a day, a 2-for-2 breaking down in that Drake pit. But are they done? Honestly, Copy is going to go for more. Picks up the kill onto Derek. And how much can Esin actually do? The damage coming out from this Ambessa is absolutely incredible. And now Potato Monster's like, no, I don't want any of that smoke. I'm just going to run away and get some far. Copy is a monster right now. And yeah, in the last fight, you did get 2-for-2, but Drake went over to Kakao Gaming, and then Copy even picks up 2 more stragglers at the end who were just pushing him, I think, just a bit too far deep for Revenants.
Yep. Yeah, they were just disrespecting that Ambessa can literally turn and kill your entire team if she is given just enough room. And if like right now she's going like pure damage, but if she were to build something like a Sundered Sky, she literally can 1v5 if she wanted to. And with the form that this man is showing, Copy in the top lane with a 300 gold bounty to his name, really does seem to be picking up some of the brunt of his team, you know, kind of clowning around. But as we say that, you look at the top side of the map, please don't look at the top side of the map. Because, yeah, Atakan is going down. They have vision on Bob. They know where he is. He's going to have to use his ultimate just to try to escape that, but it's not going to matter. The damage is enough from this 2-item. Yon, and in goes Copy with the ultimate. He's going to go onto Sharan Ready. Gets feared, gets hit by the Spiral in Despair, but the shield comes up to keep him alive, and they're falling like flies. Madness. No one seems to be surviving. Shoxikun on his lonesome is trying to get something back, but Dead Corporal is on his booty and is going to pick up that kill. Let's see if Love 2 is going to get the kill credit. No, he's not, but that is almost a clean ace, and this poor Smolder is left to defend all by himself. 24 minutes into the game. The turret is even being shut down. A thumbs up has been given. They're going to jump on him. He has to flash under his own Nexus turrets to try to survive. And he does that, but what is the cost going to be? He gets knocked up, and just like you, Flash buddy, you are most likely going to die. But no, he actually lives with a slither of HP. The damage from Sam just not enough to get the execute. But now they're going to be very comfortable. But no, it's not over. Ezian has something to say about that. He drops his Ignite. He's able to pick up a return kill. Actually, Sharan Ready getting the kill credits for that. But they're able to get something back. And Bob is probably going to die again. No, he's alive for now, but Potato Monster is back in the fight.
Revenants is back in the fight. Is it enough though? Love to has magical journeyed into what he thought was an okay situation. Instantly has to flash out. Kakao Gaming are seeming to have a bit of fun with it towards the end parts of this game, but is that enough? Baron looks to be on their minds. This is a dead Asian, mind you, so they don't have actually anywhere to front line for the side of Revenants. They can't actually walk up. Most of their jungle is warded as well, so they're just going to give up this Baron for free. Look at the goal difference, already 12k in favor of Kakao, and every time Bob pretty much shows up, he's already at like 20% HP, and that's just a sad thing for a Shaco. Like, he can't actually do anything, and they're always pretty much guessing which one is the real one right away as soon as the hallucination comes in for him as well. So Bob, not having the greatest of times, finally has picked up kills, but has died 7 times, as well as Ezian. For the side of Kakao Gaming, 8 kills for the Ambessa, 8 kills for the Zinjao, 7 kills in for Sam. They are looking fantastic right now, and I think it could be a tough time for anybody to actually do anything for Revenants right now to actually get away. They're trying to jump onto Copy. They lock him down with the ultimate from Ezian, but Copy is trying to kite his way out of it. The ultimate connects onto the backlines. He even picks up the kill on Pretenders. A lovely ultimate coming in from Love 2. Gets all 4 members that were surviving after Potato Monster died. I just think this was just brilliant gaming play coming in from Kakao Gaming right now. And honestly, they're not stopping. Dead Corporal's trying to go forward. He's going to get feared by the boxes. The W connects onto Bob. They're trying to jump in. Another fear from another Jack in the box. But is that enough to stop the onslaught? For now, it is reprised. But honestly, I don't think... I think it's just a matter of time before Kakao go for the end over here, Hades.
Yeah, it's just only going to be a matter of time. I mean, they have a Baron buff. They have look at the difference in itemization. Look at the difference in gold, and you can see 12 kills to 30 at 27 minutes into the game. They're pressuring all 3 lanes, and also this Bard has been such a menace. He's been everywhere at right place, right time, able to keep his team alive, able to use his ultimates in timing with the Taric ultimate, even going around bloodthirsty, picking up kills for himself and fighting the jungler as a support in this game. So yeah, I think it's only just going to be a matter of time. I think there's one more team fight that Revenants have to try to get something back, but they're split up because Kakao Gaming are not giving them that 5v5 team fight to even try to come back into this game. But and you can see that they're throwing everything and the kitchen sink at Kakao Gaming, but it doesn't seem to matter. You probably need more than a kitchen sink, buddy. You're probably going to have to use an industrial level freezer at this point, because your team members are falling one at a time. They're trying their level best to do that, but a beautiful ultimate by Love 2 is able to secure them in place. A root even not necessary. Shoxikun uses his ultimate at the very end of this, and Potato Monster is left all alone. He's lonesome to die. And you can throw a kitchen sink, you can throw your entire house and life savings at this team, but Kakao Gaming are here to play League of Legends, and they take a very dominant 30-minute game in this best of 5 series. Game number 2 goes Kakao Gaming's way.
Yeah, and it was pretty dominating coming in for them. I think they honestly could have even ended early. Love 2 excellent roams coming in, made every single lane where you have that Bard going on. Sam holding himself against Potato Monster and Shoxikun in the bot side. Good side steps coming in for him in those fights. Dead Corporal, also good ganks. Copy was just unstoppable, man. This guy did not mind 1v4ing whatsoever, especially with that fight just before this in the mid side where, he just gets out with getting the kill onto Potato Monster. Such a good ultimate coming out from him. I think they're just playing it excellently. And yeah, the draft of Revenants, like we were talking about pre-game, you can't give any space to Kakao Gaming. They didn't give space. They gave a whole canyon to the side of Kakao. Like, Kakao just pretty much just walked in, like the door was just left open for them and just wreaked havoc on this Revenant squad. Unfortunately for them, they are now facing elimination point from Legends Ascent. It is series point that Kakao Gaming find themselves in this best 5, 2-0 up. And I think we are honestly heading towards a 3-0 mark if it keeps up like this, especially with the kind of drafts that Revenants are going for.
Yeah, and I guess they already understand that this is going to be a very steep hill to climb. They are fighting against the second best team in this tournament, and even though they seem to have a bit of a good showing, they still didn't have Love 2. They didn't have who was the other member on their team? forgot the name. But either ways, they didn't have their full draft, so I guess they were maybe just trying to have some fun while this tournament lasts. I wouldn't be too disappointed with their performance. They came quite far in this tournament, and it's still not over. They still have that 1% out of a million chance to try to turn this into a reverse sweep. But let's look realistically at this. Most of their champions are gone. The rest are going to be banned away from them. They have one last ditch effort to try to make something work, at least try to take a game from Kakao Gaming. But if they're going to be playing in this form, I don't think that that's even going to be a possibility. So let's see what the future holds for them.
Yeah, it's not looking quite, it looks quite bleak for them, honestly, right now about how they are playing this kind of situation. Yeah, like you were mentioning, they don't have AK-45, they don't have the Unseen Blade, unfortunately. So the mid has to be filled in. Churn Ready did try to do his job in the mid side with the Hue, but couldn't get the better of W. Top side, Copy was pretty dominating, and I think, Asian was having a tough time with the role swap as the Camille. And the lack of CC in his comp could also signify luck. But just looking at the stats of game 2 over here, guys, it's 35 kills for Kakao Game to the 13 of Revenants. By the end of it, it's a huge goal difference. It's a 17k goal difference, and that just speaks numbers about how far ahead Kakao Gaming were. 11 towers to none. Revenants got 0 towers. They did manage to take one Drake away, where Bob was pretty much soloing that Drake for himself, but all 3 other Drakes went to Kakao Gaming. Didn't even go for the soul point. And then Baron was picked up by them. Rift Herald was picked by them. At least Revenants got 3 grubs. Didn't help them out much. Atakan picked up by Kakao Gaming along with their feats of strength. They were just dominating right now. I think with the lack of champions as well on the side, with these roles coming in, Revenants are maybe playing for fun, maybe playing just for a bit of experience. But Hades, talk to me about this man, because you guys are close also. He's your MVP of this game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd love to. Man, take a bow, bro. You were smurfing that game. And yeah, it just goes to show that this is a player who can actually quite comfortably fit into the role of an AD carry if necessary, as he demonstrated before, which he has done to quite some success. And on this Bard, he was such a menace, man. He was everywhere, right where he needed to be. He wasn't overextending himself. He was limit testing to the max, even flashing into 4 people to try to secure a kill. That's how confidently this man was playing, and a very well-deserved MVP. So yeah, you can see that the goal differential, 9,500 as a support, that is pretty huge. So yeah, I mean, give him MVP, give him series MVP, give him your house, give him everything. He'll probably take it all. But yeah, very good performance there by Love 2, and just showing that his champion pool just goes even deeper. But yeah,
yeah. With that being said, guys,
oh yeah.
No, you can say it.
Go. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be back with a short break and back with more League of Legends action. Don't go anywhere, peace.
Guys, welcome back to League of Legends Legends in South Asia. It's me, Madness, this time alongside Kaka, and we will be in the midst of lower bracket finals over here between Revenants and Kakao Gaming, and it seems to be going all Kakao's way so far. We've played 2 games, and both 2 games have been gone to Kakao in pretty dominating fashion, honestly, towards the end of game 1, and game 2 entirely was Kakao. There was no time that Revenants were even slightly ahead. There was like 2 kills to 16 at one point, and Kakao just blowing out the water. 2 very questionable drafts coming in from Revenants throughout both those games, and honestly, the Shaco did not perform the way Bob thought it would. He could not do anything with that champion, and the rest of his team also could not do much throughout the entire game too.
Yeah, I mean, they were swapping roles and trying things out, right? At this point, I think they're just trying to have fun. Of course, they don't have their main mid laner available, so Bob has to fill in for, go towards the mid side. Shoxy has to come in and play support. So a lot of changes. And when you make so many changes against better teams, it does not work out, most of the times, if any time at all. So I think the deck is tagged against them in this matchup, and they are trying to have fun. So we will give them credit there. And hopefully that continues into game 3. I mean, it was a great performance from Love 2 as well in that game 2 on the Bard. And that game 2 was quite fun to watch as well. And I just hope that continues regardless of where these guys end up going when it comes to their roles.
Exactly, that game 2 was honestly fun to watch, fun to cast, and it was a pretty excellent thing. But as the affairs continue, the Tristana Potato Monster pretty much will never be getting the Lucian, not going to Samsung. So we're continuing the same bans from game 1 as well as game 2, and now small results out of the picture just due to Fearless draft. And it is looking like we're having a bit of problems, but the Xerath gets banned out against Bob, because Bob did play this pretty well last time we saw him on the Rift, and he now has fewer champions to play in the mid side. Yeah. But like we can see from the other game, that they are switching up some roles. They are trying to maybe have a bit of fun with it, because otherwise I would expect Bob Shaco to be coming up. The Trundle ban against Dead Corporal, something he's picked up twice or thrice throughout Legends Ascent as well. Given the prowess of Trundle right now in the jungle, is looking good for them, and I don't think we're going to see much other difference in terms of banning coming out from either of these teams.
Yeah, I think the Viego could see the deck as well, but it looks like the On will get banned. Copy doesn't want to deal against Charan, who did get the better of Copy, at least in the laning phase in game 1, but afterwards in the team fights and everything, did Corporal and Copy making up for the early mishap. So same bans from the side of Revenants, well, almost the same bans. Lucian and Dulu still not going to be open. And for the side of Kakao, right there, they don't want to give away the Tristana or the Xerath to Bob, who can be annoying. On the Xerath was trying to be annoying on the Shaco as well. Unfortunately, that did not work out. And now it's going to be Dyna first pick coming in, and we do have a swap. Copies out, Vortex is in. So that could be Dead Corporal, playing top lane as well. Could be Vortex playing top lane. Anything can happen with this team, and I'm excited to just watch the draft and see how it unfolds and where these guys take their champions.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I think Vortex might be the jungle, because every time we see him fill him in either as the ADC or as jungle, it's going to be a nice thing. But Viego's left open. Ezion's going to snap that one up for himself, because every single time we usually see this champion banned against him, I think they want to maybe see how well they can do against the Viego this match, maybe limit us a bit from their side as a team. Sam's Ashe also not being banned out, something you can go for, but the Varus is also such a good champion to match against the Jhin. And I think because Jhin has been picked, I think Potato Monster will be playing support, and that's going to be Shoxy Kun playing the Jhin. So there might be a switch up coming on that side, because we know how much Shoxy does love his Jhin, and we haven't seen Potato play Jhin so far throughout this tournament as it's going on. But I do like the Galio pick. That's so strong right now. You have so much CC with the Varus ult, with Diana coming in, plus you now have a Galio to protect as well. I think it's already looking really good for Kakao side.
Yeah, they do have a good CC coming in. The Diana can be followed up with the Galio ultimate as well, so that does look good for them. And it looks like we're going to get a blind Nasus pickup coming in. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe they're just playing games. Never mind, they are not. It's actually going to be Nasus logged in for the first time in this tournament. And that is going to be blind as well. So not sure about that one, guys. It could backfire pretty hard. But Design does get his beloved Viego. That is almost always banned against him because Viego can be played in these pro games, right? The Kane, not so much, does need some sort of a solo queue-ish gameplay from both the teams, but Viego can be worked around, so I like that pickup for him. And now going into the second ban phase, the Pantheon is going to get banned as we await what Kakao Gaming decides to take out for themselves.
Yeah, Morgana ban comes in. It was, hovered last game for the side of the side of Kakao Gaming, but this time they're going to be banning out for themselves. And we have seen Churn Ready actually play the big dog in the top side before. We were doubting him even in that type, but then he proved us wrong.
Okay.
Maybe this is his solution. So let's just see how well he does. Yeah, like I said, like you say, Nasus is more of that solo queue kind of a comp. You don't usually see it that much in pro play at the end of the day. So let's just not doubt Turn right now because I've regretted those words before. So I'm not going to say anything against him on this campaign. But Rel ban comes in from the side of Revenants as Kakao look to be locking in their last ban.
Yeah, and let's see what the last ban is actually, the Morgana and Blitzcrank now. So they want to focus out. They do think it might be Bob playing towards the bot side of the map now. Hence the Blitzcrank ban at least. So let's see how that works out. Now the fourth pickup from the side of Revenant. Let's see what it is. Again, I'm not too sure about the Nasus in the top lane. So it's just quite funny. But again, Revenants are giving us a game and a half as the Soraka now is going to get locked in blind as well yet again. So that is again very scary. If you are Revenants, especially playing against Love 2, who had such a great game on the Bard as we said earlier. Definitely looks like a player in form. So it's going to be fun to see what he plays. I love the GP pickup along with the Galio. I think GP is just so underrated, and if people learn how to play that champion, I think it's going to change quite a lot of things for these teams. And the Pyke is going to be the last pick coming in. Really like that against the Immobile Jhin and Soraka in the bot lane, especially with the Varus. You have a lot of kill pressure. All in all, the draft from the side of Kakao Gaming looks really, really good.
It does really look good. We get to see two champs we don't get to see that much of in Legends, and we haven't seen the GP. We've seen a Pyke once or twice, but we haven't seen a GP so far. I also agree with Kakao. This is such a strong champion. If you learn to play it pretty well, it can change some of how these teams actually do their drafts, and that can be a very viable pick for you over that side. But it looks like Dead Corporal's going Jungle Vortex will actually be going top with the GP instead. Love to with the Pyke. Really love that coming out, given his his plays on the Bard last game, the roams that he made, he was just excellent. I can't wait to see how this Pyke comes out for them, and it will be looking like I think Potato Monster's playing Soraka Jhin, not the best of bot lanes, to be honest with you. What do you want to pair Jhin up with? But let's see how well they can work it. I don't think there were many supports left in the arsenal of Potato Monster, and then Shoxikun apparently really want to play this Jhin. I think they also know this might be the ultimate game of their last game in Legends Ascent, and they're just kind of having fun with it, the way their campaign is building out. But honestly, it's just not been Revenants' day. They've not won any games. They were looking okay-ish in game 1, game 2. Absolutely not. And these fun picks coming, it's going to at least make it a very fun game, an interesting game to cast, like game 2 was, right? Because the kind of plays that were being made, I expect something on those varieties. And oh boy, I can't wait to see a GP, honestly, in South Asia right now.
Yeah, and again, can't wait to see it. And as you said, it could be potentially the last game for the side of Revenant. So why not just, have some fun? Again, the deck was stacked against them. They did not have their players available. And that is quite unfortunate. And you can see it does, affect them quite a lot. So even winning against Syndicate yesterday, I would say that was a great feat for them, and they are comfortably the third best team in the region. So why not go ahead, enjoy the last game, potentially the last game, of the tournament. It has been quite a long tournament for all of these teams, right? So why not just enjoy it and go out on a high? So I think that is going to be quite fun to watch, and I do expect a very bloody affair coming in. Throw the macro out of the window. This is going to be an all-out war.
It is probably going to be just an all-out war, like you're saying. In extended fights, the red side is okay, but CC just not there. Honestly, over there you have maybe the Wither from the Nasus, the W from the Jin if they're damage, as well as the pullback from the Swain. Other than that, nothing on that variety on that side. But yeah, GP on the top side, Vortex going to be interesting. It's going to be his, I think, first time he's going to be playing top side for Kakao Gaming throughout this entire tournament, because every time he's filled in, he's either ADC or was jungling. But this time, Dead Corporal is going to take the jungle role, still going to continue it on, and Vortex is going to have some fun in the top side. Even I think Kakao Gaming also going to expand some of their boundaries coming into this game, how it's going to be played out, and I think that Pyke and GP picks are just making this game just more exciting than you expecting it to be at this point of the game, and I'm really excited to see how it does. And I need to actually ask a prediction from you, Kaka, about what you think Game 3 is with that? Yeah, with the shake of the head, I'm gonna guessing what I'm saying as well. 3-0 probably in the favor of Kakao Gaming, but there is always that 1% chance, that slight maybe hope that Revenants can maybe take us to a game 4. But honestly, if Revenants lose, guys, they will be out of the tournament, and Kakao Gaming will be moving into basically a rematch of the upper bracket finals and the grand finals against SC2L Esports.
Yeah, and SC2L awaits the winner. It looks like it's going to be Kakao. But again, anything can happen. Maybe, just maybe, Revenants ends up winning this game, and then they decide, guys, maybe we can win the series and take the reverse sweep. Highly unlikely, but it could happen. Never say never, especially in our region. And especially when it comes to League of Legends, I think anything can happen. But what is guaranteed is SC2L is the monster team that is awaiting in the finals, and it will take quite an effort for either of these sides to take them down, because they have only lost one game throughout the tournament so far. And we don't expect them to lose any more than that. Maybe against Kakao Gaming, they have gone to all 5 games as well in a couple of occasions. But again, they just seem to be winning all of these tournaments. And when it comes to the clutch moments, the big players step up as well. But more about that later tomorrow, I guess. For now, Revenants versus Kakao. And the draft is beautiful from the side of Revenants. And I really can't wait to dig in and see what actually happens in game.
Exactly, we can't await this. But while we are waiting, guys, make sure to follow the LOL Discord and SA. We have a fun event coming up. It is basically the second week of it. It's called Weekend Skirmish. The auction will be held tomorrow as well, and it's basically bidding wars on ARAM. You can have fun times. The top person, we have a leaderboard based on your kills and assists. Whoever comes out top, the team that comes out on top everyone gets free skins, plus the top player of the tournament will be invited to a special event afterwards that will be revealed later. We can't say too much about that, but yeah, that's just a small announcement about that matter. But jumping to the games on hand, yeah, it is looking like that on this variety. Also talking about SC2L Esports, the one game they lost to was Syndicate, of all people, considering who they played against. So Syndicate, the team that unfortunately went out in 4th place yesterday, and the last time they have been playing, the last time Kakao actually took them to all 5 games, was qualifier 1, but throughout Legends Ascent during the league stage, SC2L Esports beat them 2-0. Then last weekend in the upper bracket final in the best of 5, they took 3-0. So SC2L Esports are, like you said, looking pretty unstoppable. So either of these teams, if they honestly win, it's going to be a huge task to get that championship spot for this at the first place, which will guarantee you an LCP wildcard playoffs as well. So that is something that you have to vie for with that money. But yeah, this is going to be a fun game. At least at the end of the day, it's going to be a fun game of casting, at least for both of us. And honestly, can't wait to dig in and see how it is. I want to see how these Love to Roams are going to come out and how well this GP is played. Have you ever seen Vortex play GP? Because I have never seen him play GP.
I again, as you said, he only plays jungle for his team or the ADC role, and he is quite good at that. We have seen his Zinja, we have seen his Lucian, the Kalista as well that showed up early on in the tournament. So he is someone who's mechanically very good, and I don't thing, and I don't have any doubts that he can play the GP as well. And the team needs him to play that champion, so why not, right? So I don't doubt that. I am more excited about the Pyke pickup from Love 2 and how influential he can be, because that is going to determine how this matchup goes.
It is going to determine exactly that. And we are jumping into the rift, guys. This could be the final game of the evening in this lower bracket finals. Kakao Gaming leading 2-0 against Revenants. Kakao on the blue side, Revenants on the red side as we head into this game. It's a GP with the Grasp of the Dying in the top side for Vortex. It's the first time throughout entire Legends and throughout the qualifiers as well that we're going to see a Gangplank being picked up, and all 4 members of Kakao are here, plus Vortex, and all 4 members of Revenants are there as well. Potato Monster seems to be a bit late coming out of the ribbon. He's picked up a fleet footwork instead of airy for himself. A huge taunt comes in. It's only Bob, and Bob gets pulled back by the Pyke. And already the spiciness of the game has begun with this level 1 walk in over there. They got the flash away. Just look at how they just walk in. They come from that side as well. Just look at the pathing that W has honestly gone for. I really love the coming in. The hook lands as well. You secure the kill onto Bob. Bob understands that if he flashes, it could be a problem. But he doesn't even have flash. He has ghost, so you can't even get out of the exchange. But you get the flash out of Asian early on in the competition. Looks like Bob is going top side, and the big dog that we usually see in the top lane is going mid. Just seeing the counterparts they will be playing against. So kill already picked up for Vortex, goes back with the 300 gold, picks up the tier 1 boots for himself as we settled into more slower pace than we saw early there. But let's see how the stacks get picked up. Asian final, sorry, it doesn't. Oh wait, it's Ezian on the Nasus and it's Churn ready on the Vego. Sorry about this, guys. I did not pick up on that actually. So Ezian's actually going to be playing the Nasus. Churn ready has gone from top to mid to jungle right now for Revenants throughout this entire series, and Bob's made the switch over to the top side. Interesting change of events. So Bob and Vortex technically both on their off roles in the top over there. How well the GP goes into this one is up to how well he plays it out, how the barrels come in. Bot side, Sam and Love to putting on the pressure against Shoxy-kun and Potato Monster. Shoxy-kun with his favorite Jin pick up for himself. There's the E forward. Here's the hook from Love to. You catch on to Shoxy-kun over here, but you don't get much. The flash forward by Sam, I'm not quite sure about. I don't think there was a kill potential. The W comes in from Shoxy-kun. The E might be enough. The Arcane Comet from downtown gets the kill from Sam. And already we have so much action coming in. Esian against Dead Corporal here versus W as well. Esian's trying to run away. Where will this big dog go? The kill from Dead Corporal claims that. With that, the feats of warfare acquired for Kakao Gaming. It's not even been 3 minutes, and we already have 3 kills, Kakao.
Yeah, and Azan just invading while he's playing mid lane Nasus, funnily enough. So I think that was pretty exciting as well. And as you said, in the blink of an eye, 3 for nothing, and that's going to be feats of warfare picked up. And Sam might be in trouble here, blows his barrier, but it's not enough. Potato Monster flashes in, gets the auto attack, and finishes up the kill. So that's going to be a slow kill coming in the bot lane. But look who's there. It's Dead Corporal. Potato Monster does have the barrier, so I don't think he should be in too much trouble. Shoxy burns his heal. He's going to survive as well. And look at the bot lane status right there. Vortex goes in 2 versus 1, secures the kill. In the mid lane as well, the Galio is going to pick up the kill. But in the bot side of the map, the Jin is there to pick up his first kill of the game. I mean, this is exactly what we hoped this would be. 9 kills, and we are not even at 4 minutes right now, and could be 10. Oh, Love to blind hook almost connects onto the Soraka. That would have been a kill definitely for him as well. And wow, it's just a bloodbath madness.
It is an absolute bloodbath going on. 2 kills picked up from Vortex. 1 in that early time. Over that side, he picks up 1 on that. Over there, Bob dies for the second time. Esian, I don't understand what he was doing near his turn. He just wants to farm. He doesn't mind dying. Apparently, it seems like that. The way he was farming, W picks up a Dark Seal. Bot side was just complete chaos. Honestly, a bit of a clown fiesta in terms of how the positioning was being done. Dead Corporal goes in very deep to try against.
Yeah, look at the items though. Look at the items in the bot lane. The Jin is the support, and Soraka is the AD carry.
Wait. Oh my god, yes, I did not even pick up on that. I didn't even expect this to happen. Potato Monsters coming with an ADC Soraka. But hold that thought. Red Corporal's gonna go in over into this fight. W picks up the kill onto the Diana, but can he get away from it? Sorry, Ezzy picks up the kill onto Diana, but can W get away from this? It should be fine enough. The taunt comes in, Big Dog gets taunted by that, but that's gonna be a lot of deaths coming in. 8-4 right now. Ezzy is not trying to die. He's taunting as well with the Wither on W and trying to run away. The love to is over here. The flash hook is enough with the stun. One auto gets the kill. And how is this ADC Soraka doing quite now? Doesn't look that well, but this is honestly not what we expected when we saw the champs like the Soraka and the Jin. Vortex, you're a bit far from home. The heal comes in with, eating the orange with that scurvy for himself. Ready comes in, gets the stun onto W. The taunt comes in very early from W. W has to try and run away, dodge the Qs as well. The E gets interrupted actually because he's trying to go that side. Sam doesn't mind fighting against Shoxican Potato Monster because remember, this is an ADC Soraka. One more auto plus a Q could be the kill. The Q misses. Potato Monster gets the kill over here. Sam underestimating what Potato Monster can pull out. But Dead Corporal's made himself on the top side. Bob has to be careful. The Q connects from Dead Corporal. He goes in with the E as well, chunking away on to this way. Not much he can do. Love to's come in from this side with the E across the wall. The hook won't connect. Goes pretty wide. Pretty much using the minions to affect. The ignite comes in from Love to. He's looking for maybe a Q at the end, but no. At the end of the day, it's just a burnt summoner. But it's been 6 minutes, Kaka, and there's been 18 kills.
Yeah, and many more to come as well, as Azan is tanking quite a lot of damage from this Galio. Might end up dying if the Winds of War come in. That could be the kill. And yeah, I mean, what do I even say? Yeah, there you go. He goes down 1-4-0 now. Definitely enjoying himself right there. Yeah, this is what, well, I wouldn't say this is what we expected, but it is turning out to be quite a bloody affair. And yeah, it's an ARAM basically. It's non-stop action going on, but in all the lanes. And yeah, welcome to South Asian League of Legends, guys.
Welcome, very definitely. Sam already has ultimate, hits the change of corruption onto Shoxican. Wants to pick up the kill before he gets down. The Q connects, but in the meantime, the middle lane, W gets out. And Bob actually pays the price. The bot side has actually picked up a double for nothing for himself in a 1v2 situation. But yeah, it's Revenants not looking good. Bob was maybe trying to kill into W, but W gets out. Vortex is going on to Ezin. Ezin, I don't know why we're trying to. Ezin, are you just honestly just trolling us, guys? I don't know what the big dog's doing. He's died 5 times. Vortex like, okay, free kill. I definitely need to take that for myself. Yeah, in my wildest dreams, I would not expect to be casting this as the 3rd game in this series.
Yeah, 100%. And it just looks like it's all fun and games for the side of Revenants. They are not really trying hard as such. They're trying to have as much fun as they can in their last game of the tournament. And this is their last game of the tournament, the way it's going right now. 3,000 goal lead at 8 minutes. And look at the GP as well, 3 levels up. 1 Q almost took out 200 HP of Azan right there, who might end up going down for the 6th time, as Love 2 is there towards the top side. The flash will come in, the hook will connect for Love 2. But Azan just cues the barrel, so he's gonna, survive for a couple of seconds more. But rest assured, he is going to die. Never mind, actually, he might be able to get his second kill of the game. But no, Dead Corporal is here and he uses his ultimate, and the hook is there, and so is the Q from the side of Vortex, who will secure his 5th kill of the game. And that seemed like Azan was going to get one in return, but unfortunately was not able to do so. Now W in trouble. Winds of War connects onto the support Jin. Sam in trouble as well towards the bot side, but is he? He is killing them 1 versus 2 right now. Bob going to get his 2nd kill of the game. And again, just non-stop action. W did end up going down as well towards the top side. Now first turret also secured for the side of Kakao Gaming, so that is going to be the feats of strength picked up for them. And Shoxi-kun from downtown on the support Jin picks up the kill onto the gangplank.
He actually just KS that so beautifully. for himself. Gets a Dark Harvest tech as well. But twice we've seen Sam in a 1v2 situation bot side. Twice he's come out on top, getting both kills for himself. So Sam's having fun time here. He's like, I don't care if there's a map. I'm just going to stick here. Love to is just never going to be in the bot side anymore. Basically like how game 2 was. And Ezreal, unfortunately, looks to be going down for the 7th time. The hook connects plus the ultimate from underneath from Love to gets the kill for himself. And yeah, not looking good. Vortex has instead gone to the bot side. Nice barrel connect as well onto both members of Revenant's bot side. The support Jin plus the ADC Soraka. Never thought I'd say these words, but that's happening. Ultimate comes in for the GP. The barrel connects as well. Vortex playing GP pretty well, I would say, honestly, in this situation. And already the tier 2s are being pressured at the 10-minute mark at the top side from W. It's been 10 minutes and 31 kills. Honestly, the kills just don't stop coming. What can we say about this? It looks like Electra is being built from Shoxikun as well on this support Jin. Let's see how well that can come out. Yomu's ghost play completed for the Varus. Churn ready came in to pick up the scuttle. Doesn't even get that. Has to ult across the wall. Predicted by W. Ease instantly as well. Flash with the last auto gets the kill for himself. Vortex gets stunned in the bot side, but I don't think there's much you can pressure him because the Love 2 is coming from around the corner. Can the bot side of Revenant stay alive? The hook does not connect. He anticipated a sidestep from Ezreal, which did not come in. The taunt in the mid lane on to this Soraka. Potato Monster flashes out. W just about surviving. Sam, one more auto secures the kill, but the turret shots might be enough to maybe get a counter, but no. Here comes the current call bot side, but it's a support shit with not many items. He's not going to be doing that much damage, not even having the level. It's a level 9 Vortex, mind you. The Wither comes in from Essien. They really want to get the kill. Maybe can look to be pulling that out. The W misses from the Jin. That's the end of that situation. Dead Corpus also from the side. But, oh god, if any game had to be called a Clown Fiesta, this is the one I would call it.
Yeah, this is it. As you said, that Corporal now burning his flash connects his Q, but not in range to kill Charan. Ready right there. Now Charan is turning back, misses his W. Dead Corporal might still decide to go in. The Jin is there as well. The Galio ultimate comes in, and instantly the Viego is going to go down, shortly followed up by the Dinah herself. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 now. Love 2 is here again in the vicinity. W having double thoughts about turning this around. Let's see if he wants to go in. The hook will miss, and that should be the cue for W to get out of there. He's trying to dodge all of these kill shots, has succeeded as well, but will end up going down. That's going to be a double kill for the Pike with the death mark coming in. Well, X marks the spot, actually, I should call it, coming in, securing the double kill for himself and even providing the goal to W, who did get 2 assists in that fight. And now Sam burns his ultimate onto Bob, who does not have his own available. The hook comes in, the stun is there, and that's going to be a dead Swain. But Charan ready is there to trade the kill, and now Sam has to run for his life. He's waiting for his jungler. Dead Corporal is here. Maybe a bit too late, and that's going to be the double kill for Charan Reddy. Can he secure the third one? No, he can't. Potato Monster with the almost completed Kraken Slayer was coming to heal up his jungler. As I'm going to flash away from that gangplank now as we catch a breath in this bloody affair.
It is a bloody affair. At least Turn Ready's getting good shutdowns for himself. This is the only plus point I can see for Eris. Shoxy could not safe in his own jungle, has to take the long route around. W is just a monster right now. He has a Protobell as well, going the AP, GP, Cali route. He gets deletes Shoxy with the help of Dead Corporal that side. Ezreal can't do much. Potato Monster trying for his life. He's 1v1ing. Technically, the Soraka is an ADC against his support, but Love 2 is just trolling at this point. Just look at him. Goes back in with the ults, gets the kill from underneath onto the Soraka bot side. Chaos is broken on the ultimate channel by Bob. Is it enough? Dead Corporal comes in, gets Bob in the ultimate, but a nice taunt from W secures turn. Reddy's death as well. Essien doesn't have much mana, so they might be looking to pressure him that side. Shoxy Kun's coming in for the fight. Does he really want it? Vortex doesn't even mind taking these auto attacks. Look at him, he's just standing there, as well as Shoxy Kun is just reloading. Vortex is trying to live right now, but no, it's a bait. W goes back in. Maybe with the taunt, if he had gone in, could get the kill. Honestly, that side with the barrels. Oh, Shoxy Kun was going down. The Protobell gets the kill kill on the guy who's opening the curtains call, but the curtains fall on Shoxikun instead. Oh my god, what is happening throughout this game? Love to might be looking to get onto Potato Monster from this side. A nice Q from Sam. That's a huge amount of damage. Potato Monster had HP, no longer has much to his HP bar. Tier 2s will be falling down in the middle lane, and this is 14 minutes in, guys, and we have 47 kills going on. Love Two's not done. He's chasing Churn Ready, but Bob is close by. Love Two, you might be strong, but not that strong, my man.
Yes, and look at the goal lead as well. I think this is the highest we have ever seen at 15 minutes. It's almost 12,000 goal difference for these teams as Vortex now connects the barrel. The hook is there. Charan does have the ultimate and flash available if he wants to get out, but never mind. He's going to turn it around. The barrel misses from the acquired soul of the Gangplank. The ult is going to miss for Pike as the Viego was just getting his reset HP. The W flash turn connects, and that's going to be a 3 for nothing. But now Dead Corporal is here, and so is W. But Azan and Potato Monster are in the vicinity as well. And I'm not sure who is going to end up dying here. W goes down. That's a big shutdown bounty picked up by the Narcissus, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And I don't think it's going to change anything about this game right now. But having said that, though, Charan Reddy is quite fed on that. Viego has 2 items completed. Now Dead Corporal fighting 1 versus 3. The ultimate is big. He's going to secure the first kill, but there's no second kill for him. That was very close.
Yeah, he goes in, gets a nice ultimate, gets the kill onto Shoxikun. Maybe 2 more autos would be enough for Asian, but no. Bob is there to help him out. This is, remember you guys, this is 16 minutes and where we are in this spot. Here comes the hook as well onto Churn Ready. Churn Ready is trying and dodge it. The E comes in. Churn Ready is not going to survive that exchange. Sam actually Love to picks up his 8th kill of the game. He's 8-7 on this spike. He's a monster and everywhere he needs to be. I really like the double kill that he got near the blue buff of Revenants earlier on. He's just styling on them. So is Vortex, honestly, with this GP. I was slightly doubting when the GP pick came in from him, especially given that he's a jungler ADC player, but he's been playing this GP pretty well, I honestly have to say. The barrels have been connected. Talking about that, the barrels didn't connect this time, though, at least. But Herald has been started. Every single jungle objective except one Drake has been taken by Kakao Gaming, and I think it's just a matter of moments before they close this up. This might be the fastest game that we've had yet.
Yes, it could be if it ends in the next 3 minutes. Well, that would be the hope for the side of Kakao. Now they do have a significant goal lead. Shoxy now goes down on his support Jhin right there. That Corporal able to secure that kill. Essentially owns the jungle right now. 150 CS in 17 minutes as we see the fight towards the bot side. Vortex, let's see if he can connect his barrels. No, he can't. Azan doing a lot of damage to the GP, but the hook is going to connect, and that Corporal now with his dash secures the kill. W might be in trouble right here. Yes. And he is going to go down on the opposite side of the map. We do have the Rift Herald available should Kakao decide to use that. The Edge of Night Shield goes down. The 4-shot connects onto Vortex, barely does anything for now, and Sam is going to use that Rift Herald. Maybe they can end the game off it, we'll have to see, but as of now it does not look like it, as all 5 members are going to be up for the side of Revenants as the GP ultimate comes down. That's going to be 1 Nexus turret secured. That Corporal goes in. Is Bob going to die? He's still healing quite a lot. The barrel comes in, deals a lot of damage. Sam doing so much on this Varus, and now Love to secures a double kill for himself. That's going to be 3 kills now. And it does look like this is the end of the game, as Potato Monster has decided to run towards the mid lane instead of saving the Nexus.
He was that mid farm really badly, and yeah, Churn is coming in. The ult from Dead Corporal plus the Q from Sam is enough to pick up the kill. The TPs are coming in. They just want to go for the end, honestly, over here. The minion waves are coming in, and it is looking pretty well right now. Talking about this game, it has been a tough time for either side of this game, but it is Kakao in very dominant fashion taking it down for themselves. They will be securing the series in a 3-0 fashion, and that is how the lower bracket final cookie crumble. Revenants first two games was we compared. Third game, we're just having honestly fun on the rift. So was Kakao. They were just dominating how this game was looking. I honestly never thought I'd cast a game where Jin was in support and Sorakos and DC. Glad to tick that off my bucket list. But yeah, it was not even close game three wise. The entire series, mostly Kakao, completely had it under the bags. And I think Love 2 has to have big props from the Bard as well as the Spike game. We wanted a spicy pick. He gave us the Bard and he played it as spicily as possible. That was just amazing to watch. I also want to give props to Vortex for his GB play this game. Not that bad, honestly, given his scenario over there. But yeah, Revenants unfortunately have been eliminated from Legends Ascent, and Kakao Gaming will move on to the grand finals to face Esports Esports for a rematch of the upper bracket final last Sunday.
Yeah, and they will be hoping that they can turn around what was a very one-sided upper bracket final. So let's see what Kakao Gaming have for us tomorrow. But for now, we do say our goodbyes to Revenants, who did finish third, exactly where they ended up in the group stages as well. And that is how it's turning out to be. All of these teams being exactly where they finished in the group stages. So let's see if tomorrow Kakao Gaming can cause the upset and take down the kings that are SATUL, or if SATUL will just run away with this tournament as well. And then maybe we see them getting, destroyed in LCP while it's wildcard slots and everything. So I think that could be fun.
Okay. Maybe we get to honestly do see that. It depends. It's a hard time because I think Esports Esports don't have that much experience, swimming against teams from other regions of that variety.
They don't have the pings.
It's a bit of time. Oh yeah, they don't have the pings. Also, you are not wrong about that. There's only so much that SL can actually help you with, as well as your VPNs. Yeah, that is a tough scenario. Let's see what if they have any work, if the SL organization will help them out in any way or form. But that is still yet to be decided, guys. There is a grand finals yet to be held between those teams. But if it is a repeat of or looks anything like last weekend, that will probably be Esports Esports as your champions, given just how much they have done throughout this tournament, and it's with such little effort, honestly, given how their games have gone. They are just showing you the difference that is standing between from the peak of the competition in South Asian League of Legends as of now. At Kakao Gaming have always been the team that have been the second best, have just been trailing behind Esports Esports, and maybe hopefully for them they can maybe change how history has been looking, create themselves a different future heading on pathwards over here. But yeah, that's just to be seen in tomorrow's game. But that's basically how your lower bracket final went. Kakao Gaming taking a 3-0 fashion. We got to see a Shaco jungle, we got to see Love 2's Bard, we got to see a Pike as well as a GP in the last game. So I'm pretty happy about the game's turned out. It was a very, very quick game. The third game over here, one of the quickest you will ever be seeing in a professional state. And also we got to see an ADC Soraka as well as a support Jin, something I was never anticipating. Potato Monster pulling out a pick I didn't think he had it into him, and there's a reason he's not going to be probably never going to pull this out again, because honestly it did not work for them whatsoever. But that is how it has been in this competition. We have our two grand finalists coming up tomorrow onwards, and can I get maybe a prediction for you, Kaka, from tomorrow's games?
3-1. 3-1. I think it's a very safe scoreline, honestly, for the side of SATUL. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a 3-0, but I do think regardless they end up winning, whether it's 3-1, 3-2, 3-0. I don't see them going down, especially with their jungler Infi is just too good at this game. So I don't doubt it for a second that they are going to win. But I really hope Kakao Gaming show up tomorrow like they did today against Revenants. Of course, it was quite a handicapped matchup for the side of Revenants. They did really well to beat Syndicate yesterday. It has to be said, with all the role swaps coming in and all the player swaps coming in as well, and not playing with their main mid laner. It can create a lot of difference. I think this would have been a very close series had the Unseen Blade been playing, because they met in the group stages and it was a 2-1 series in favor of Kakao. So we definitely know that Revenants can take games off Kakao as well. So I think it would have been different, although in the upper bracket, Kakao did win 3-0 previously as well. So anything could have happened, but now we are left with a 3-0 scoreline for Kakao Gaming as they run, make their run through the lower bracket. And tomorrow it's going to be way different than what they faced today. It's not going to be a 17-minute game. It's not going to be 42 kills at 19 minutes or, a Soraka ADC popping up. It is going to be SATUL, and they are going to be trying hard. And when they try hard, they are the best team in the tournament whenever they have participated, whichever tournament it has been in the previous 5, 6, 7 iterations. It's just them winning out every single time. So Kakao Gaming playing against history tomorrow and playing against the demons that are SATUL, it's going to be quite a matchup, but make no mistake about it, I think they are a big underdog.
Honestly, yes, I would agree with you on the underdog situation, especially given last weekend. But let's just take a look at how this fun event of a third game that we did have. Mind you guys, this is 19 minutes. This is technically the fastest game we've had in Legends Ascent so far. And in those 19 minutes, a combined 62 kills were acquired, 42 for Kakao, 20 for Revenants. By that end, we had a 15k goal lead in favor of Kakao Gaming, 8 towers to none, 2 Dracies. I don't think jungle Drax was even a priority, but still Rift Herald 3 grubs were picked up by Kakao Gaming. But yeah, the fastest game we've had. The funniest game I would say we had in terms of how the comps were looking. And honestly, Big Brother Revenants, they did pretty well throughout the entire tournament. Like you said, in the group stage, did manage to get a game away from Kakao Gaming and only lost series to Kakao Gaming as well as SETL Esports. So definitely are in that firm third place spot that they have acquired even by going out today. So I think a big problem to them throughout the tournament. They have played well, and they were playing, like we were saying today, without both their middles, without Unseen Blade, without AK-45. So it depends on how you have to look at it. Given, League of Legends is the game where even if one role is not the main role, it does make a problem. But your MVP for game number 3 is going to be the same as game number 2. It's going to be Mr. Love2, 10-8 on this spike 0.9 Let's neglect that 502 damage for me. Let's neglect that also because so many ultimates were coming in. The double kill that came in was my favorite, honestly, and he did play a fantastic bike. He did live up to our expectations of what we thought this match would go like.
Yeah, and looked good while doing it as well. So he's going to be the back-to-back MVP, and we'll be hoping that he can come up with these sort of pickups for tomorrow as well. The Pike, the Bud, he has been pretty influential on both these pickups. So against SCTUL, we are going to need him to play as well as he can. As we look at the head-to-head right now, it is Love2 against Potato Monster. 17-3 and 29 for Love2 is just insane. As a support, he out-damaged the AD carry from the enemy team as well throughout these 3 games, and the goal difference is there for everyone to see as well. So Love2 just had a great series. So does the rest of the team as well. Dead Corporal in that first game on the Wukong set the tone up pretty nicely for what was about to come. And yeah, again, congratulations to Love2 for being the lower bracket finals MVP. And again, we hope that he can repeat the same tomorrow as well.
Yeah, hopefully, he's going to have a much harder battle tomorrow at the end of the day. And those are insane numbers to be coming out, that he out-damaged, out-killed Potato Monster as Potato Monster's ADC, and he was the support player. But his Bard was really good. I really love the loans, and I really love the ultimates were coming in against the Tarek, against, getting kills from himself. The Pike was no difference. But he's going to have a much bigger battle coming up tomorrow in terms of the performance that he can be dishing out, because unfortunately he did not stand out that much in the last series that these two teams played, and hopefully will not repeat like that and maybe put in much of an effort. Copy was looking especially strong today, as well as Dead Corporal as well in that jungle role for himself, so they have no problems there. But it's going to be a tough battle. Let's see if Infi can maybe get even more MVPs to his name, because this man has taken, I think, the most MVPs in this entire Legends Ascent so far, and that is something that shows you how well this guy plays, the amount of champion pool that he has moving on in this competition. And guys, that's going to be it for us today. It's been Madness alongside Kaka as well as Hades in previous games, but that's it for the lower bracket final. We will hope to see you tomorrow for the grand finals between SETL Esports and Kakao Game.
Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not got a cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, woo! Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut the knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah.